Hello and welcome to Taco Tuesday. Stick around as we discuss topics of the supernatural, the paranormal, time travel, the world news, and a whole lot more. And I eat something with nachos in it. It is now time for this Taco Tuesday broadcast. Take me to the desk, Johnny. Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, y'all. Taco Tuesday tonight. Taco Tuesday, y'all. Taco Tuesday, all right.
All right, welcome to Taco Tuesday. I'm your host with the most that loves to watch Space Ghost coast to coast while eating some toast and some Tatios. I hope I said that right. Hebrew77 here, along with good old Sagittarically speaking. Sagittarically, let's give this room a good shout out. What do you say?
Well, yeah, sure. Let's do that.
All right, man. We've got Michael Fontaine in the house joining us tonight.
Michael Fontaine. Good to see him in here.
Oh, heck yeah. And that's my new thing, by the way. Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. All right.
However, with that being said, we also have Eddie Von Keen, the real one, who says, wait, it's Tuesday? And also zooming in on his go-kart, none other than weighing in at 225 pounds from parts unknown, Go-Kart Bob.
Oh.
How'd you like that one?
Vroom, vroom. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. However, with that being said, I gotta say, man, I feel really good right now. You know, I was able to do my workouts and take my shower and even get dressed in the time it took for this show to begin.
Huh. Well, you did all that by yourself, so I guess you don't need that home health aide to come over and do that for you anymore, huh?
No. They cleared me last week, actually.
Well, that's cool. Well, all right then. So, however,
hey, you worked in both catchphrases. That's nice.
I know it's a thing.
Well, I gotta tell you, man, nothing goes better with buffalo wings than ranch in my view.
Well, yeah, I can see how that would be the case. I liked how you said that you're the host with the most who watches Space Ghost from coast to coast while eating his toasty toast. That was pretty good, man.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad rhyme, was it?
No, not at all.
Hey, you know what something new that I learned about you that I didn't know?
Interesting. Well, let's hear it.
You know how to do paradromes.
You know, I know that one, and that's about the extent of my knowledge. But you know, when he said that sagging those paradigms or whatever they're called, I'm not even 100% sure. But I googled it real quick to find out what it was, and apparently it's words that you can do it either in sentences or in words, but it's words that, you know, spell the same thing forwards and backwards, like level, mom, wow, you know, things like that. If you say it backwards, it spells the same word. But then you can go so far as to make a sentence where if you read the sentence backwards or forward, it says the same thing. And that's a little bit more advanced.
Yeah, you guys were sounding them off left and right in my WrestleMania 2 video. However, you missed the greatest event of all time, the steel cage match between Hulk Hogan and King Kong Bundy.
Yes, I apparently did, and for that I do apologize. But it was way past time for my afternoon nap. I tried my best to hang in there, though. I really did.
Man, I'll tell you, I am so ready for vacation, dude.
I bet.
Yeah.
Are you going to do? Have you worked out all the details of where you're going to stay and when you're leaving and all that sort of thing?
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, I will have a video of my vacation for you guys next week on Taco Tuesday.
So when do you actually get in the car and play the National Lampoon's Vacation music?
That would be Thursday afternoon, sir.
Okay. And then you return Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, we gotta. Yeah, we're our hotel is booked until like 11:45. You know how that goes.
Right. So sometimes they give you a little leeway on that. It all just depends on how caught up the housekeepers are, I guess.
Yeah, it's like I get up earlier than my wife does, so I get up early. Like the last time we took our vacation, I was the first one up, and I had already had half our stuff packed, and I was ready to go. She was ready to lay down, take a nap. Of course, you know what? She was the one driving, so I don't blame her there.
Let me tell you something I had that happened to me, so you can learn from my experience. One time me and my girlfriend at the time went to Myrtle Beach with her family. We had rented a condo down there in Myrtle Beach. And while we were down there, we bought souvenirs for different family members. We had probably spent close to $200 on souvenirs, right? And the night before, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, 11:30, 12 o'clock, around midnight. And I decided, you know what, it'd probably be a good idea just to take a bunch of the stuff from when we went shopping to put it in the trunk of the car before, so that's one less thing I have to do tomorrow morning when we have to leave. Well, the next morning when we got up to leave, somebody broke into the car and somehow was able to use some type of tool to get into the trunk and stole all of our stuff. Like everything that I had carried down the night before was gone, and it put such a sour note on our vacation. The whole ride home, that's all we could think about and talk about, was that. So don't do that. Don't make that mistake.
Well, you know what? That sounds like some Chevy Chase family vacation shenanigans right there.
It really did. It really did kind of put a big fat sour note on our, because everything had went so well, and then that happened, and getting robbed never feels good. You get that feeling of being your personal space being violated. That's what, even to this day, when if we was to bring it up, that'd be the first thing that we would mention. Not all the good times that we had, during the vacation. The first thing that comes up is, oh yeah, that's when we got robbed. You know what I mean?
Well, I hope that doesn't happen to me. However, now that you've mentioned something, I think you've kind of put sort of a curse on my trip. So
No. I'm putting a blessing on it. Don't leave expensive items in your car. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. No, most of we never leave everything out in the open. Like if we go somewhere, it's not necessarily vacation, but like we go somewhere and we know we're gonna be in there for a while, and my wife's purse is gonna stay in the car. We'll put that in the trunk of the car. Like we'll put everything that's valuable in the trunk, or hide stuff underneath the seats, and because if you got everything on display and people can see inside your car, they're going to do everything under their power to break into that car and take that stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I think since I went out there at midnight, somebody was out there lurking, and they saw me carrying the stuff and put it in the trunk, and then I didn't, then I didn't go anywhere. So like, yeah, huh? He just went back up and went to bed, huh? Well, geez, I got a 4-hour window at least to get this trunk open and get the stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how it went down.
Could be, yeah. You never know who you're talking to, or who you might bump into, or who is lurking. Who's kind of casing you, so to speak.
Yeah, it really was one of those things. But enough about that. Let's move on and talk about better and bigger things. I do hope you have a great vacation, and whatever it is you got planned, that it goes off without a hitch, my friends.
Yeah, and also, I hope that everything's open that I want to be open. I know they got a great antique store there where we're staying right next to the hotel, and I know that they've got a really good mall in that area that has, it's actually got a Spencer's Gifts, and it actually has like a it's got like a little toy store there that has like stuff that you would find on eBay, but it's in the store.
Okay, so it's something you're definitely looking forward to doing.
Oh, most definitely, kind sir. And my wife likes buying the candles over there at the what do they call that place? They sell candles and stuff.
Yankee Candle.
Huh?
Yankee Candle.
Yankee? Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, the Yankee Candle Shop, and a lot of times you'll find that stuff like 20% off, or buy so many, get so many for free.
Oh yeah, they always run some type of deal like that. They figure while you're in there spending money, they should get you to buy as many as possible.
Oh yeah.
If you buy 7, we'll give you 3 for free. If you buy 12, no, I'm just kidding. You know what I mean.
No, I'm hoping that stuff is open, and if it is, I hope it's not too crazy in there with people having to stand in line just to get in the damn doors, because of the whole coronavirus thing.
Oh yeah, and it's funny when you walk in there because they have so many different fragrances. It's almost like it should be like illegal to have that many different fragrances. And so many people are, how they have like that glass cork thing on the top,
Oh,
and so many people are sitting in there. Smell this one. Smell this one. Smell this one. And I mean, you could literally be in there a half hour just smelling candles. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that's a wonderful thing, and I've partaked in the scented scenario. However, by the time I'm done, I lightly have a headache from all that smelling because I'm kind of sensitive to that kind of thing. I mean, like perfumes in general. Like I don't really like to just sit there and smell those types of things for an extended amount of time.
Yeah, I'm right with you, man. I tell you what, I remember when Dillard's used to be open in my hometown mall. Now there's nothing in the mall, but back in the day, you'd have to get to certain shops. Like Dillard's was the shortcut that you'd take to go through there. And then as soon as I walked in that door, man, I knew
that's where the perfume section was. I would literally have to hold my breath and sprint past it. That's what I literally did.
Yep. You knew where I was going with that.
Yeah, it's funny that you did the same thing because you're the first person I've ever known that would do that same. Like I literally would take a deep breath as I caught the first whiff of the first slightest scent of it. I knew I was approaching the red zone, so to speak.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that because a lot of people that I've talked to don't seem to have the same issue, and you're actually you might be the only one that I've talked to that actually knows what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, and don't have one of those ladies come out like trying to spray it on you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's going to get ran over like a defensive back on a football field if she gets in my way.
Right. Now, what I usually do, right, is I guess we wouldn't have a problem with it now with mask on and all that. But what I used to do is put my shirt like over my face to keep it from smelling. I'd sprint through there. I mean, when I say sprint, man, I would walk so fast that even the people that walk fast would go, man, that guy's walking fast.
Like the power walkers on Sunday morning, they'd be like,
Yeah.
"Dang, he's taking the regiment seriously. He's even power walking in the store."
Yeah. Right. Yeah, those guys, I remember, like, I don't want to say old people because that sounds offensive, but I remember the older people that would like,
I don't want to say old, so I'll just say older.
right.
That makes yeah. Okay. No, I mean call it like it is. If they're geriatric, they're geriatric.
Yeah, but they used to like take their daily walks around the mall and stuff, and you would see that if you went there early enough. Of course, I didn't.
And I love how they put the whole getup on. Like they would have the wristbands, the headbands, the specialized Stridex walking shoes meant for mall terrain. I mean, they took it to like a whole new level.
Yeah, well, I didn't think of this back then, but maybe that was the safest place that they could actually do their morning walks.
Yeah, and it's temperature controlled environment, and yeah, it was a thing for sure.
Oh yeah. No, man. I used to work at the mall. I mean, I work at my first job at the mall was actually doing landscaping, and then like my second job I had at the mall was we would mop the floors after all the store, after the mall closed.
You would do what after the mall closed?
Mop the floors, like mop the main
mop
area.
the floors. Okay, yeah, okay. Now that's a job. You would have those big industrial like spinner things. What are they called?
Oh, you mean a buffer?
Yeah, a buffer. Is that what they call them in the field?
Yeah, that's what we would call them in the field. Yeah, you would have one guy would be pushing that thing around, then you'd have two other guys on the other side, literally, and I mean literally, just like with handheld mops, just well, not hand, you know what I mean, just like manual mops that we would mop in big giant circles all over the mall.
I'm picturing it's like you guys are training for that event in the Olympics where they slide the thing and the guys are going in front of them on the ice, shaving it down real fast so that it goes to the exact distance. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. So there is a strategy to like getting it all, coordinating everything. Yeah, I could see how that would be the case.
Did you check out what Phil says here?
Check out what?
What Phil says?
Oh, okay, hold on.
No, I got it right there on the screen.
No, I mean I needed to adjust my screen I'm blind in one eye, can barely see out the other.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Mall walkers, that's what I'm going to do when I can retire,
Yeah. Tell you, man.
My grandpa, he retired from General Electric, and like no sooner than he retired, he bought one of those Elvis campers, like it's like a silver. I think it's like a Coleman camper. Or I don't know if it's Coleman, but it looks like a silver Bullet. You know what I'm talking about? Those old campers.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
campers. Yeah.
Yeah, and he bought it out like within a month or two after he retired, and it was in really good shape. And it sat there in his driveway, I don't know, probably 5 to 6 years, maybe even a little bit longer, as he slowly got too old to even go on vacation. And he didn't want take it and go anywhere, like besides up to the car wash or the gas station with it, you know. So that's one thing I hope never, I just hope never happens to me, and I hate that it happens to so many people. Is that people have all these ideas and plans in their mind for what they will do after they retire, but by the time they retire, more often than not, they got so many years under them, they're just not physically able to get out and do all those things that they dreamt of doing, you know. So that happens more often than most people would like to admit, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's the sad thing about retiring is it's not always one set age. Like I remember at one time, it used to be if you worked for a place until you were like 63 or whatever, that was about the time people retired, you know?
Yeah, I think now the official year is 65, and
right.
I think it's even open for discussion about some people have been talking about pushing it back to 70.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like, well, it's not funny, but you know what I mean by funny. It's kind of sad, really, that these people who are in their late 60s and 70s, whatever job they might have had at the time that they had it, didn't leave them with much of a pension. So now, a year or two later, after they retired from their official job, they're Walmart door greeters. You know, and that's what Phil Fogarty said. He beat me to it.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, you have that as well. And then, a lot of people just don't know what to do with themselves when they got so much time on their hand. They actually, I've had a couple Uber drivers that I'm wondering if these guys should even have a driver's license. I'm looking to make sure both of their side view mirrors are still attached before I get in, you know?
Oh yeah. Well, you got to do that, man. This whole Uber thing is becoming it's becoming industrialized just as taxi cabs used to be almost.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, when you get an old man that's driving you, you're just trying to get up to the store and back in today's day and age, you gotta make sure you're going to social distance, and you gotta have a mask in your pocket just in case a Karen or the mask police show up, and on top of all that, I got to worry about if this old man can actually get me there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so true. But I have never taken an Uber ever.
Oh, you've never taken an Uber? I'm sure have you ever came across, as it came up in your family, where either the grandma or the grandpa or the great grandma, it's time to take their keys away? Like, you just know the dementia has hit enough or their ability to operate a vehicle has diminished beyond it to a point where it's safe for them to do so.
Here's the thing. My grandpa actually, when it was time for him to renew his license, he's like, I know that my reflexes have slowed down quite a bit, and I know that in all retrospect, I shouldn't probably be driving. So he actually took the keys away from his own hands.
Oh wow, that speaks volumes, man. Most men, especially men, women too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to differentiate extremely, but in my experience, most men, their ego doesn't want to admit that. It's a long, hard conversation when you're trying to tell them, hey, you left to go up to the corner store and you were gone for 4 hours. We went out and we found you because you were driving, in a circle up on Main Street for 2.5 hours. I think maybe it's time for us to, hand us the keys, please. Yeah, but it's really not that funny when it's happening to someone you care about, though, for real.
Right. No. And my grandma was the same way. She just said, I don't think I can pass the test. I'm not even going to try. I'm done. Even though, even though I could tell like she was a way better driver than my grandpa was just before he gave up his keys, you know?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because my grandma or the grandpa I was just referring to, his wife, my grandma, she never got her driver's license. Like her whole life, she never even went and got them.
You know, it's funny you should say that because my grandma never, her entire driving career, I say career, I mean like, you know, the whole time she had been driving, uh,
Mm-hmm.
she had never pumped gas for herself.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's just kind of one of those things. Like it's that demographic, that age group where women probably didn't. Not that I'm not saying that women can't, but you know, um, it's one of those things where that's something that if they don't feel comfortable doing, they shouldn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny you bring that up because I sent you a clip yesterday of a woman pumping her gas. I didn't know if maybe we should run that footage.
Is that the one where she kept like
Well, no,
circling?
don't divulge it.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I'm asking. Okay, so that's it then.
yeah, that would be the one.
Okay, that one is hilarious, my friend.
Yeah, maybe we should play that. Can you? Are you capable of bringing that up for a minute?
Yeah, our audience is in for a real treat on this one. I got to tell you, it's funny.
Yes, it is.
It's kind of sad at the same time, but I digress. Here we go. I'm laughing just thinking about it. Well, this is your favorite part of the show.
Oh yeah, well, I figured I'd give you a second to bring it up. But you know what? I have done this before. Not to nearly the same degree as this person, but
Mm-hmm.
but when I was younger, I used to smoke a lot of weed. Okay, this is my disclaimer. I was driving a car that I wasn't familiar with.
Welcome back to.
Yeah. And so I pull up to the gas pump and I realize I'm on the wrong side. That the gas is on the opposite side, right? So I just pull out and pull turn around and come up on the other pump, and then I get out and I realize I'm on the I didn't fix it. All I did was go to a different pump. I'm still on the wrong side. So then of course I correct,
Right.
I just pulled forward and then backed up to the one that was on my left, and problem solved. But this particular person here, they're really struggling. Let's watch this.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. This is hilarious.
Well, she got to the wrong side. She got back to the wrong side again.
No, the gas tank's on the other side of you.
The gas tank's on the other side.
I've done it. I've done
just
this,
drove.
but not to this degree.
Okay.
Check it out.
So she knows that now.
This is the
Once I
second
realized,
so she
you know,
she should now drive so that it's on the driver's side. The tank is on the driver's side.
The same side as her, right?
Yes. But she pulled a circle last time. No way is she going to do it again. Now she's going to back into the right. Yeah. No, she had it. If she would have... No. Oh, no.
Is she just going the same?
No, she would have had to pull around. Oh, no.
Does she just not know which side the tank is on? Or does she think
She knows. She has to know. She just saw that it's not on the passenger side. Okay, so she's pulled up again on the wrong side. Hang on.
Whoa, that person just whipped in there real quick, like.
Hang on. Is she going to realize it? Does she see it? She walked right past the gas tank.
Now, you think she would look for it before she grabs it. Okay, so she did at least do that.
yeah.
Okay. So now she's got it.
She has to.
So which one?
I just want to point out real quick, I do not wear my mask when I'm pumping gas. Just saying.
She's gonna pull into. She'll pull around
To the other side.
Yeah, she'll go to the other side.
Or
so,
even this over
yeah,
here.
she could back up. She could back up and get into it.
Okay.
What's she doing? She's pulling around. Okay.
Great. She's not.
Oh no!
She did it again. There's no way.
No, she's pulling. Oh, this. Oh,
she's backing up. Maybe she didn't notice.
No, she's getting out of the car. She's getting out of the car. Oh my gosh.
Should you go tell her she's going?
Oh, you want me? Should I go help her?
You might want to go help her.
Okay, hang on. No. Just no. Just go tell her to back up. Go tell her back up and go the other way. Just tell her.
Okay.
Did she wave at you?
Yeah, I said back up and go the other way, and she waved. So she heard me, I think.
Okay, we'll see if she gets it this time.
She's just gonna back up.
No.
She's literally just gonna back up.
No.
I said and go the other way.
What did?
Like I pointed at the other.
But that
back up
doesn't
and
make
go
a
to there.
difference. What she just did. She's still backing up.
Yeah.
She's still backing up. Wait, there she is.
Yeah. Oh, maybe she did get it.
Okay, so now just turn a little bit. Oh, she's turning.
She's turning.
She's turning.
Oh
no.
She's stuck.
Okay. What is? Okay. Pull it.
She do it.
She's doing it. Is she doing it?
She got it. She getting out. Yay!
There we go. No.
Can you imagine if like let's assume that that's a car she doesn't typically drive, like if it's her boyfriend's car or dad's or something, But can you imagine if like she struggles with this every time she gets gas? I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know. I at one time I was driving, like when we still had the truck, like I would drive the truck and drive the car, and then I would do this sometimes, but I would immediately figure out, oh yeah, the tank's on the driver's side, or oh yeah, the tank's on the, and just get straightened out. Now, I will say this: it looked like in the video she was close enough to that other pump. If she had just reached over, it seemed like it would have worked.
Yeah, like just go straight down the middle so that you can reach it from either side. Well, little known factoid, where your gas gauge is on your display panel on the dashboard, most vehicles now have a little red arrow that either points right or left, right next to like where the F, half a tank, and E is, and then there's a little gas pump symbol for the gas, and on that, and then there's a little red pointy arrow that either points right or left to tell you what side the gas intake is on. Just so you know.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I don't have that on my vehicle, but I'm familiar with my vehicle enough. I know where it's at. So.
Right. Well, most people don't even notice it's there. So you may take a second look and report back to us. It might be something you just have never noticed. It's very small. Unless you're looking for it, you may not have noticed it.
Okay. Well, that was a hilarious video, and I just want to say that Preliminal just joined us, and our good friend and co-host on the Shifty Sunday show, Armor Up, is in here as well.
Okay, well, good to know. Welcome, both of you.
And the one that I forgot to mention earlier, but I have been talking to him in the chat, Mr. Philip Fogarty is here as well.
Gotcha. I want to let the people in the chat know that I would be in chat and conversating with y'all, but for whatever reason, I'm not sure why. If I go off of this main screen that where our StreamYard is on, within like 10 or 20 seconds, nobody can hear me. So it's kind of a major inconvenience. But what I do is often I will bring up the I can read the comments in StreamYard. There's just a slight delay. So I just want to let you guys know I try not. It's not that I want to ignore the chatter, that I choose not to participate. It's just it's hard for me to do so while we're live, because then you guys wouldn't be able to hear me.
There is something I want to bring up since we do have 11 people watching. I'm assuming that our same audience that watches this show has also seen Shifty Sunday. Now, I could be making an ass out of myself by assuming that. But
well, I mean, you make an ass out of yourself even if you're not assuming that. But however, I think we do have a few. We have mostly the same people who show up for both, but sometimes we get a slightly different audience on Tuesday than we do on Sunday. So anybody who happened to miss last Sunday, Shifty Sunday, I strongly recommend that you go check it out. However, Hebrew does have something else he wants to bring up. So go ahead and tell him about the shiftiness of our most recent Shifty Sunday broadcast there, compadre.
Oh, it was shifty indeed. Good old Armor Up pointed this out to me, and I had no idea what the heck was going on. But if you look on your phone, like if you use a mobile device of any kind, I guess a phone or a tablet, you'll notice that the entire broadcast is out there, like the whole 4 hours and something. However, if you check your PC or laptop, whatever you may have that's not a mobile device, wait, yeah, that's it. Yeah, the whole show is not on there. It starts at 2 hours and something. Or no, I mean it ends at 2 hours and something. Now, with that being said, I want to ask the audience, have any of you guys first of all, do any of you guys use a PC to watch the shows? And if so, do you notice a difference in the broadcast?
Yeah, if Armor would be so kind as to put a link for the Shifty Sunday show in question, that way people in our chat can just click the link and then report back if they get a 2-hour version or the full 4+ hour version. That's really what we're looking to know, because Armor can only bring up a 2-hour version that starts about halfway through the broadcast, and we're just curious, what we're just trying to, I guess, technically troubleshoot the situation here and find out if it's just on Armor's end or if other people are having an issue with it as well.
Eddie Van King said it's been doing that the last couple of shows.
Interesting. I'll mention, I don't know, I already told you here, bro, but I actually had on my home screen pop up a survey, a questionnaire, mind you, or I don't know what you would call it. That's the best thing I can come up with. Asking me to, it had the Shifty Sunday icon and the thing that the clip art or whatever it is we use that you use when you create the show, and it says, you know what I mean, the purple screen or whatever. And it says, it asked me to rate the show. Like it had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. So of course I clicked the 5-star rating, and then it asked me to click what I enjoyed about it, and check certain boxes and whatnot, and submit that. And that was just yesterday on our most recent Shifty Sunday broadcast. So I don't know if anybody else got the survey. I'm just curious. Other people who've watched it, have you got a Shifty Sunday survey? And I'm wondering if that may or may not have anything to do with, what's going on with it. Maybe YouTube is reviewing our show. And of course, of all the shows, that one in particular is probably one of our longest shows. And we talked about some really hot topics on that show. Things that, YouTube necessarily, it's not YouTube's favorite subjects. Let's just say that. And so, yeah, it's funny. It seems like it's coming under some type of scrutiny. And I'm not really sure why or what would be the cause.
Well, here's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and show our audience what exactly is happening. So let me go to my channel, and I'm going to share the screen, and I want to see if it's still doing this actually.
Okay. However, this is still my favorite part of the show.
The whole neighborhood got together.
This is weird. Okay.
But we did have a very interesting conversation with Lothar 900. So anybody who missed it and you have time to check it out, please do. If it ever corrects itself or you're not having glitches.
Okay, so here's what I'll go, you can see it shows a picture of the 4 hours and something. However, if you look over here, it says 2 hours and 1 minute, and it starts right here at this screen when we're talking to Lothar. And I'll even refresh it. See, check it out.
That whole thing is, you have to understand.
It starts right there.
I know it's some of
Yep, I see that.
It doesn't even start at the beginning. It starts right there.
They put his address on TikTok.
Yeah. I mean, if it's still like that tomorrow, you might send out you might ask YouTube to. I don't know though. I wouldn't know if I want YouTube to pay extra attention to that particular episode. I think we might just be better off just to leave well enough alone.
Well, I got to tell you, the funny thing is, if you look on your cell phone, if you guys use a smartphone or a tablet, it will show the whole show.
Yeah, I get the whole show. I get the intro of when you first started, and I can watch it in its entirety. The chat last time I checked still wasn't available, but sometimes that lags behind a day or two.
But when he explained it to me and I looked it up first on my phone, I was like, no, I'm getting the whole show. And you told me you were getting the whole show. And then what we figured out is if you look at it on the PC, it shows exactly what I showed you. Right.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's weird how one device will get something and another device won't,
Well, here's the other crazy part of it is if it's fully processed, like how sometimes right after the show ends, it's not fully processed and you click on it and you get like half the show or whatever.
Yeah, I've done that before.
If it's fully processed on your phone or tablet, then it should be fully processed on the PC. So it doesn't make enough sense that it's not like that.
Yeah, I don't know. In between the time when we first started looking at it about an hour or two ago, and when we went live just now, I looked to see if my Chrome browser was up to date because I was just curious because when was the most recent update? Apparently, the 29th of June was the most recent update, and when I went to click update, it just doesn't do nothing. Like I click update and it just stays green. Like, it doesn't go and start downloading or prompt me for this or that or nothing. It's like I didn't even click it. So I don't know. There might be something going on with the Chrome browser right now. That's just my best guess. I'm not sure.
Well, here's another thing. I'll say this, and then we'll move on to a different subject. But we saw that if you click on one of my other shows that came up a day after Shifty Sunday, it was fully processed. It was the WrestleMania 2 thing. It was fully processed, and you could see the chat.
Yeah, it's definitely an obscure thing. I mean, I've never heard of where one person can click something and get one result. You know, and we came to the conclusion that it depends maybe on if you're using a PC or a Android or something. But I don't know. It's just really strange how one device gets one result and a different device gets a different result. And then I got the review to do a review. I got the survey on it. So it just seems like that episode is definitely in some type of limbotic state that I have no logical explanation for. So yeah, we don't call it Shifty Sunday for nothing, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. It's as shifty of a Shifty Sunday as you can get.
Yes. Well,
So,
you know, we still have future Shifty Sundays that are yet to outshift it.
right? Who knows what's going to happen on those shows?
I know, right? However, we have so many things to talk about. We should definitely move on to the next topic, my friend.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll let you bring it up since I know what it is, but I don't know what it is.
Well, that's okay. First thing I thought we would bring up was the fact that the 2020 quarter has an animal on it. Let's see if the chat can guess. I sent you the image. While I'm asking the audience to guess what they think the animal on the backside of the quarter is. If you already know the answer, that's fine. You can just type it in there. But if you don't know, just give it your best guess. But just, you know, don't tell anybody you know the answer. Just type in your answer. And let's see what people come up with.
Oh, whoa, too fast. There we go. Okay, there's the one thing we're going to talk about.
If you can't find it, just Google search 2020 quarter. It'll be the first image that pops up.
Yeah, because the other thing you got on here is the thing we're going to talk about leading to it.
No, it's an actual picture. I probably put it in Shifty Sunday because that's when we were going to talk about it.
Yeah, let me check that. Okay, we got Shifty Sunday, WrestleMania 2, Donald Trump doing something to public schools, coalition.
It's a picture, my friend. It's just an image.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm trying to. I can't find anything.
Yeah, just when I brought it up by typing in 2020 quarter, it came right up. Just type that in Google, you'll get it right away. Or Bing or whatever it is that you search online with.
There we go. Let me go ahead and bring this up as soon as I get it in here. Do we have? Let me see first if we have any.
I'll go see what chat said. Okay, we got a bison from Eddie Von King. Michael Fontaine says a bat. Phil Fogarty says a llama. And Eddie Von King says bats, multiple thereof. So those are the. And Eddie Von King says there's usually 5 quarters yearly. Yeah. You would think that, but this is the only one that pops up on a search. I know that you told me you actually had one of these quarters the other day in your possession and pointed it out to me.
That's what started the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah. And then I was looking it up because I was doing a little research on the on the coin shortage thing, which we're going to talk about as well. But do you have the image ready?
Oh yes, sir. Let me.
There he is.
Yeah.
I guess it is bats because there's two heads, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like one bat is laying on top of the other one. I'll tell you what, this is very symbolic about what's going on in the year 2020. Because, you know, when the COVID-19 was first discovered, it was their theory. It was a floating theory that the bats from the wet markets actually transmitted the virus originally. So that's an indirect fact. And the other thing is the fact that there's one bat laying on top of the other one means that there's some sort of there's going to be some sort of turmoil, because usually you don't have bats laying on top of the other like that.
Right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, barely.
All right. I'm just trying to get back to our window. I seem to have lost it.
Uh-oh. Okay. Now I can hear you really good, actually. Another thing worth mentioning is the bat is also the symbol of evil in some circles. Just saying. You know, it could represent a vampire. People associate it with drinking blood and, you know, just all kinds of crazy stuff. Oh, there's Saggy.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I'm in the show, and I'm behind the scenes too, so I'm not sure what to do about that. But anyway, you see where it says "E pluribus unum" there in the bottom right?
Oh wait, I skipped the. Yeah, over here.
Yeah, that's apparently that's the U.S. motto. It means "out of many, one."
But now wait a minute. Here's the thing. I thought this was in the Wizard of Oz, "E pluralis numen," or whatever it says.
E pluribus unum, yeah. It may be in the Wizard of Oz. I'm not sure. What I'm getting at is, I think it. I'm not saying it is a Mandela effect, but I know I started hearing that and noticing it on money just in the past, I don't know, 5 to 7 years. Now I may have been there all along and I just never noticed it. So I'm raising this question, but it's the U.S. motto. You would think, growing up in school, if the United States, you know, we have a Pledge of Allegiance. I learned that. You know, we have a national bird, the bald eagle. I learned that. Now, if we had an official motto, "out of many, one," you would have thought, you know, it might have came up sometime in one of the curriculums of grade school or high school or even college. But no, I've never heard that we have a United States motto, "E pluribus unum." Have you ever heard of this motto before?
Well, like I said, I heard it in the Wizard of Oz, where what's his name? Not professor. You know who I'm talking about? The guy behind the curtain.
The wizard.
Yeah, the wizard. Well, yeah, the wizard. But he mentions it. I don't know if he mentioned it while he was the wizard, or if he mentions it before Dorothy has her dream.
I see what you're saying.
Like he's the circus hobo.
Right.
Yeah.
He's the guy that basically helps her get to Oz in the first place.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that, okay. So yeah, there's a reference to it in Wizard of Oz. Okay, I get that. But have you ever heard of it being the United States official motto?
I haven't, but you know what? There's a lot of things I haven't heard of that might not be necessarily Mandela effects. However,
But I mean, but let me ask you this: if the United States had an official motto and you lived in that country, wouldn't you think that you would know what that motto is?
I would think so. I know that the bald eagle is the one we most associate with.
Right.
But however, gosh, now I'm going to say this all night. Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Sorry, guys.
You don't have to start breaking things. It's not that serious, man.
Oh no. My printer crashed. I have a shelf that's barely a shelf. And when I went to move my chair, it knocked into the wood. And then literally the whole printer and the shelf and everything crashed on me.
However, I have one question.
Uh-huh.
How is your toe?
Oh, yeah, my toes, it never got anywhere near my toes, so we're good there.
Okay. All right, cool.
No, but getting back to what we were talking about, the motto, Eddie Von Keene said it's always been there for him.
Okay. Yeah, and I suppose it probably has been. I'm not trying to strongly make a case that it hasn't. I just think that it's obscure that there is such a thing, and most people seem to have never heard of it.
I can't believe I just freaked out and said, "Oh shit" on the air.
I can't believe you just freaked out and said, "Oh shit" on the air, and then I repeated it.
I know. I know. Well, you know, it happened in the moment. You can't make this stuff up, you know.
Well, you know, we don't have to worry about it being rated for kids now, right?
Right. Yeah, we got to say at least one cuss word per episode. Our YouTube and the FBI thinks that you're trying to market your shows towards kids, supposedly.
Well, Jennifer Richardson just shut up in chat, and she said she was just stopping by, and she noticed that it's all guys in chat tonight, so she's guessing she's at the wrong party. Actually,
well,
yeah, that you know, I can't argue with that logic. I wish that I could come up with a great rebuttal, but I just don't have one.
No, it's definitely a sausage fest in there.
Yeah, I would say so.
But you know what, Jennifer? Maybe you could be the one person to overpower all the males. Who knows?
Yeah, and I promise you that most of these guys probably won't hit on you.
No, for sure.
They don't have a reputation for such behavior.
No, that's the thing I can honestly say about our chat is it's a good group of people that's in here. I do mean that in all sincerity.
Well, that's good. However, we do have so many other things that we need to talk about.
I know.
So how is your printer? How is everything over there? Are you going to be able to regroup and continue the show, my friend?
I don't know. It's okay. I got it back. I got the shelf back on. Let's see if I can keep. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. Well, you know what? It kind of spiced up the broadcast a little bit.
I'd say so. How often do you actually print things? I'm just curious. I know that I very rarely used my printer when I had one.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I've been out of ink for nearly a year now.
And you have had nothing come up so pressing that you needed to go buy some more, huh?
No, and I'll tell you what, it's ridiculous because ink costs just as much as a new printer does, basically.
Well, yeah, because you can get printers so cheap now. But ink in itself is a valuable resource. Yeah. If the printer comes with a new ink cartridge, you're better off just to buy a new printer, huh?
Yeah, well, I used to do that. You know, I would buy those like $34, $35 printers, and when the ink ran out, I just replaced them because the ink was actually like $40 or $50 by the time you got the black and colored ink. You know.
Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people have came up with the whole like getting like a syringe and then refilling the cartridges, buying it that way. It seems to be a cheaper option, but it can get messy if it goes awry.
Oh, for sure. And you know what happened to me? You know what? Looking at that bat coin got me to think about the coins of America, at least, and got me to thinking that there's something out there suggesting that we're running into a coin shortage.
Well, it would happen to be anytime you go shopping with cash nowadays. Nobody wants to give you your change, my friend. More and more stores every day are not making change. They'll either put it on your card, like as a credit, like if you have a gift card or a frequent shopper card, or they will automatically donate it to a charity that they've already chosen for you.
Oh, I knew that the coin shortage was coming about. I seen that. I think it was like a week ago or so.
Yeah, I have an article. I was going to bring it up. I didn't know if you could bring it up on the screen. I sent you the link for it. That way I can stay on this page and we can look at it. Yeah. So this is the official. This would be the official narrative as to their explanation as to what is happening. But go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
Here's the thing. I noticed this about 2 weeks ago about the coin shortage, and the thing about it is the narrative that the official narrative they're giving the public is because the money is dirty and a lot of it's filled with the virus, so people are afraid to use money and get money back. It's filled with the virus and stuff. But I mean,
well, that's sort of it. Not exactly. You're kind of in the right area. It's not that. But it's more of the case that people aren't using cash for that reason, is what they're saying is the cause. But go ahead.
However, I would say that this is all just Big Brother's plan to get rid of the coin, to get rid of the almighty dollar, so to speak.
Well, that's a very good observation. I can't discount that. I think there may be some truth to that. I think overall that has been something that the Tinfoil Hat Club definitely subscribes to that theory. And I normally I would just discount that as that's just Tinfoil Hat Club mumbo jumbo, But then you go to the store and nobody wants to give you change, so they may be on to something. In the year 2020, my level of trust in the system as we know it has significantly declined. And it does seem that could very well be the case, my friend. So what they're saying is happening is people are using less cash because they don't. People are trying to do what they call contact-free transactions, where you don't have to touch anything or hand anything to anybody. You can either just a lot of people are just swiping their phone and using Google Pay or some type of app that you can just swipe your phone over the little credit card thing where the credit card is, and it'll and then the thing will show up on your phone telling you the transaction amount and asking you to approve it. And when you do, it just automatically comes out of your bank. And then people who don't have that are usually using cards. So they're saying basically what's happening is nobody is bringing their change. The change isn't making its way back to the bank. Like people aren't since they're not using cash. The stores keep replenishing their registers, but nobody's. But my argument is, if we've been a nation for how long, and this has never came up before, right? Now all of a sudden, I think that people are hoarding their cash. I mean, they're coins. I think people are on purpose because it's, if society as we know it was to crumble, right? Like remember we had to run on toilet paper and paper towels, and people felt like they had to stock up in case they couldn't buy it, and then of course we couldn't buy it, right? I think that we're getting kind of the same thing, but with coins now. I think people are just holding on to their quarters, dimes, and nickels because if one day your credit card don't work, that might be that would be something you could barter and exchange things with. And not only that, but I've heard that some of the wealthier to do people are actually are doing a run on quarters, dimes, and nickels, pennies, and not so much.
Right.
But the word is, like in the dark web and on subgroups and stuff, is that the nickel will be the new dollar, and the nickel will be, if I'm not mistaken, the nickel will be the new dollar, the dime will be the new 10, and the quarter will be the new 20. Okay, so basically, what people are doing is they're really trying to get the nickels, because you're going to get like a 95% increase on the nickel. If it's worth 5 cents now and it's going to be worth $1 later, that's a 95-cent profit. You see what I'm saying? Well, if a dime is going to be the new 10, well, no, that's even a better profit. So maybe either way, there's one coin in particular. I wish I could remember which one in the denominations, and I don't have it here in front of me now, or I would be able to tell you. But I have heard that may be the case. What do you think about that?
Are you talking about the Liberty? What's it called? Either the Liberty dollar, or there's like the Kennedy 50-cent piece.
Oh no! I wasn't even thinking about those. I'm just thinking about your standard quarter, diamond, nickel scenario, because those are the things that are that you can pretty much get everywhere, and most people have like a piggy bank or a jar somewhere with some coins saved up in it. People are saying that because paper would be worthless if society goes amok, right. But the coins themselves will still hold some type of monetary value simply because of the metal that they're made of.
Well, look, here's what I think on this whole thing. Okay, here's my take on it. The bottom line is the government is trying to get rid of money altogether, all of the paper money and the coins. And what they're going to push is, and Eddie Von Keen said it best, is they're pushing the chip, and they figure if they can't get us the chip through vaccines that they're going to be pushing in 2022 or 2021, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do it. It's going to become mandatory for us to have to use chips in order to make purchases, and I think that's the narrative that the government is pushing for, and I think they're using this whole COVID-19 thing is a turkey hidden inside of a blind, so to speak.
Well, yeah, I hear you, and I'm not saying that there's no truth to that. But I thought you would want to bring up the article. I wanted to cover that.
Here we go. Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. Can you even see that? I can't see it.
Yeah, I can zoom in on it.
Okay.
All right. So the COVID-19 global pandemic has caused an initial panic, leaving store shelves empty of face masks and toilet paper, hand sanitizer, cleaning supplies, paper towels. The meat followed quickly. Excuse me. And what was fast becoming a routine for life during the COVID-19. And now the latest commodity to run short of supply is coins. Got change? Many financial institution, retailers, and private citizens don't. Although we are increasingly becoming a cashless society, coins play an integral role in day-to-day commerce, and a dearth in their supply can severely impact small businesses. Again, you see how it's an attack on small businesses that are already struggling to survive. There's more than just pocket change at stake here, and if things don't improve soon, the effect on the economy can be critical and long-lasting. Here's what you need to know about the most recent coin shortage. What triggered the shortage? The jangling coins in your wallet were stricken in the U.S. Mint. The Federal Reserve distributes these coins to financial institutions across the country. From there, the coins are purchased by retailers or private citizens, enter the economy, and begin circulating. But now, with the pandemic upending the economy and the Mint operating at partial capacity, the chain was disrupted for months at a time. The COVID-19 pandemic has significantly disrupted the supply chain and normal circulation patterns for the U.S. coin, according to a statement issued by the Federal Reserve. In the past few months, coin deposits from depository institutions to the Federal Reserve have declined significantly, and the U.S. Mint production of coin has also decreased due to measures put in place to protect its employees. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell added that the massive shift to online or contactless transactions has further disrupted the flow of the coins through the economy. Even now, as the large segments of the country reopen, the supply of coins is failing to keep pace with the demand. Many consumers still shop remotely, and those who do shop in physical stores are wary of handling germ-infected dollars and coins. Contactless payments instead. So it's just pretty much everything we've already discussed. Now, can you scroll down a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Whoa.
Whoops. Yeah, I know. There you go.
All right. The response to the shortage. To help mitigate the fallout of the coin shortage, Federal Reserve began to ration its coin distribution on June 15th. See, that's the part where it comes into your theory. See, the Federal Reserve began to ration. That sentence right there, that is the key sentence. All that stuff they just said before was just fodder. That was just big old cannon fodder. Blah, 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 blah. Look, right here, the Federal Reserve began to ration its coin distribution. That's what's causing the problem. That right there. And that backs up what you're saying. You see what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so giving banks and credit unions only part of their requested orders. So basically they're driving it, they're purposely causing it. That's what that means. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, sure.
All right, so hold on. I lost my spot. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Can you scroll back up a little bit?
Up and away, sure.
All right, yeah, I think that. Right, so the total number of ration coins each bank and credit union will receive is determined by the Institute's history of coin orders and the capacity of the U.S. Mint to fulfill the request. The Reserve has also encouraged banks and credit unions to order only the amount of coins they need to meet short-term member demand. The Federal Reserve is working together with the Mint to ramp up production of new coins and to lift supply allocations in the near future. The impact of shortage on the economy. The severity of the shortage first came into light mid-June when banks in Tennessee were notified that they'd only receive a small portion of their weekly coin order from the Federal Reserve. In a virtual hearing on June 17th, go ahead and scroll down a little bit if you could, please. We're almost done with this.
Hold on one
Right.
second.
All right.
I was typing something. All right.
See, in a virtual hearing, scroll down a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah, that'd be good. In a virtual hearing on June 17th, Representative John Rose of Tennessee told Powell that the banks were in his district, having received only part of their weekly coin order, would likely run out of change by the end of the week, or might need to round up or down if they run low. In time when pennies were the difference between profitability and loss, it seems like it might be a bigger concern than the announcement from the Fed would indicate that it is, Rose said. The shortage can have devastating effects for retailers who won't receive the complete requested orders of coins from their bank or credit union, Rose said. Without the means to provide adequate change for their customers, small business owners can be forced to round up or down. Okay, go ahead and scroll down. I want to just get down to the meat and potatoes here at the end. I didn't realize this was going to take so long.
Hey, that's fine, man, we got time.
The Federal Reserve believes the coin shortage is only temporary and that it will resolve itself in the near future. As the economy reopens, we're seeing coins begin to move around again. Okay, so however, in the dearth of available coins, it's still a reality that can be felt in all sectors of the economy. As a consumer, this means that the demand, or that the that's the particular credit union, may be unable to fulfill your complete request for coins at this time. Okay, and it may feel the impact of the shortage when paying cash at a brick and mortar store. And finally, if you have spare change trying to round at home, roll it up and bring it in to the Diamond Valley deposit to your account. Help us close the gap between our coin supply and demand. And that right there is the underlying message. They're asking. You can go ahead and close the article now. They're asking people to bring in their coins, to turn them in, like how they have bring in your drugs day, and you won't get arrested on that one day every year when they have that, one day or whatever.
They're bring up when you're done. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no! Basically, it seems like they're wanting everybody to bring in whatever they have. But you know what? I would be thinking the opposite. I think the average. I mean, I guess some people probably don't care one way or the other. But me personally, I would hold on to whatever I had and be trying to get more. You know what I mean? If I know there's a shortage.
Absolutely. If there's a shortage, and that brings me back around to my point, is they're trying to purposely rid us of our money. They're trying to get rid of the dollar and the coin. And this is exactly a good way to do it, is you tricking people into thinking that they're doing a good thing by turning in their coins, when in fact, turning in your coins could very well add to the shortage.
And I don't know if you knew this, but a lot of times when you go into like some of these places where you can put your change in and it'll automatically spit out like cash or put it on your card for you, they usually charge somewhere between a 3 to 8% fee. Like for every dollar you get like 90 something cents, right? So now they're offering a slight increase, a 3% increase. So for every dollar you put in of change, you get $1.03 either back on your card, or you see what I'm saying? It's they're rounding up instead of down on you now. And the other thing that I saw floating around Facebook and Twitter is a way to combat this, or to de-incentivize these stores to not give you your change back, is to actually pay with cash. Like, let's say your bill comes to $40 and 52 cents. Okay, hand them 2 20s in cash, and then say, well, I'm not, since you're not going to give me my change, if I hand you another dollar, just put the rest on my card. And then, so they're only going to get to charge your card 50 something cents, right? 52 cents. but there's most major credit cards have a transaction fee that they charge the retailer for every credit card transaction. They have to pay like 30 to 50 to 70 cents for every transaction. So they will actually start losing money on all their credit card transactions if people were, united together and everybody started doing that as a way to combat it. The thing is, people never really do get organized enough for everybody to go out and do that. It's kind of like don't go buy gas on Tuesday, boycott, and then on Tuesday you see people at the gas station all the same, and so it's one of those things where I do think there is more to the story than what they're officially telling us. I'm not sure how much I really subscribe to the fact that this is going to be the end of cash as we know it right here and now. But I do think that it's just another niche in the belt. It's another way of them moving us slowly in that direction. And I think that it's deliberately happening on purpose just to kind of test the waters and see how people react when this is an issue. And I think that the coins probably will this time around slowly reintegrate and come back around. But I do think that, like what you were saying, that is a true statement that they do want to make cash a thing of the past and have everybody on a digital credit. Where that way, all you have, they have total control over every transaction, over your account, over your wealth. If you become suspect or in any way, shape, or form they view you as a threat to society, they can just lock up your entire ability to purchase anything because everything is digital and tied to a card or a chip that you have to swipe.
You know what, man? I'll tell you this. This has been on my mind the whole time we've been talking about it, is that a long time ago, I've been saying this for years, is that I think we need to go back to the whole trading post days where people would trade furs for food or, trade your vegetables for necklaces or, clothes, trade your...
the barter system.
Like that. Huh?
It's called the barter system.
Yeah, what you just said.
Yeah, if you have say you have a garden, and some chickens, and you got some eggs and some vegetables, and the guy up the street, he has some pigs, and he wants to make bacon and eggs, and you got the eggs, and he's got the bacon. You know what I mean? So you guys get together, and you both have bacon and eggs. That's the barter system.
Okay. Well, I didn't know what it was called, but I know I've been saying ever since the mid to late 90s that the dollar's one of these days the dollar's going to be worthless, and who would have known that in 2020 they would be talking about coin shortages,
And then the coins that they are pressing have bats on them.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing I have a problem with. Like, I don't agree that we should give our coins to these people to do what they want with them. The problem I have is they're gonna put it into a quote unquote donation that you have no control over. If I'm gonna give to a donation, I'd much rather donate to a charity of my choosing instead of them choosing for me.
Exactly. And not to mention, we were just looking at a few weeks ago, a lot of these major corporations are donating to charities that you may actually disapprove of, like ones with the initials BLM. You know what I mean? I don't want to contribute to that cause. I don't want one penny from my bank, from my being to go to that cause for any reason. I don't care if it's 2 cents that my bill came to 98 cents and you're going to put 2 pennies toward it. That's 2 pennies I would have rather went to anything but that.
Exactly. And I'll tell you what, that brings me on to our next topic, which is what grinds my gears.
Okay. However, I'd like to ask you a question.
Okay.
What really grinds your gears?
Well, I'll tell you, this week is a doozy. What Grinds My Gears by Hebrew. I don't know if you like. A lot of us are not really like. I don't know if you're a big sports guy or whatever, but I know that I do like my baseball and I do like my football. Now, with that being said, however, I have
However,
noticed, however, I have noticed that they did what they said they were going to do, and they put Black Lives Matter on the court, the basketball court, and all of the players wearing the Black Lives jerseys and stuff like that. And I saw this. I turned on. I was like, man, I want to watch some. I don't really care for basketball too much, but I was like, well, it's coming on TV. I'm just going to go ahead and watch it and have a few hour escape from my daily routine, you know. And I thought that would be a relaxing, just sort of pass the time type of deal. But no, um, they have to go and make it into a political agenda by doing the whole Black Lives Matters thing. And as I said to you last week, I think it was last week or the week before, if they do this, the ratings are going to go down. People are not going to put up with this. They're not going to give in to all this nonsense of having that political view pushed on them. And guess what happened?
what's that?
The following week, the ratings of basketball, baseball, you know, everything but hockey, because I think hockey was the one area where they resisted to put this stuff on there. But given that being said, the ratings went way down and hit rock bottom, in fact, and nobody was watching this shit because they didn't want to give in to all of the political crap. And believe it or not, Black Lives Matter is a political movement, no matter how they want to spin it. It's definitely
it's a radical political movement. You're right, it is, and they always seem to pop up and make the most noise during an election year. In case no one's noticed that.
Lotar just listen to this. Lotar says, do you know why Chinese people don't like baseball?
Why?
They ate all the bats.
Boom, boom.
Oh man, that's great. But no, getting back to the t-shirts and all that. However, there was players who refused to kneel during the national anthem. There were players out there who refused to wear the Black Lives Matter jersey.
Yeah, most notably Colin Kaepernick, right?
Huh?
Most notably Colin Kaepernick. He was the one who kind of started that whole thing. He would actually kneel during the national anthem instead of standing with his hand on his chest.
Oh, yeah. No, there was a few players this week that they stood and they had their hands on their chest standing, and you know they wore just their regular jerseys, and I'm proud of those guys. You know, it speaks volumes about their integrity, you know.
Well, here's what the problem is, because it's not that I had a problem with Colin Kaepernick wanting to. What his original intent was to do was to bring draw attention to the corrupt system of our government and police brutality on black people. That was what he was really trying to draw attention to. Okay, and again, wait, hear me out here. I don't have a problem with that. Okay, but the point of the national anthem has nothing to do with that. The point of the national anthem is to show patriotism for your country and to support those who have served our country and those who have died in service for our country. That is something that is like you use the term is nothing sacred anymore, right? That is a sacred decree. It's something that anybody who has any in any country that has any patriotism whatsoever will have respect for those who have served to protect it and have maybe even died doing so. So for him to convolute that issue with a totally different issue and put disgrace on our flag for him to point out that there's a problem with police. See, that's where it all gets mixed up, because there's so many people out there who have family members who have served that don't want that national anthem being, affected. And I think that's the problem. He failed to realize that, and that's why he got essentially banned from the NFL. But you know what? So the ironic thing is, in light of this new whole George Floyd BLM thing, he just got like a multi-million-dollar deal with Disney just in the past 2 to 3 weeks.
Well, I'll tell you what, I do have a clip here. I don't know what these guys' names are, but they're two twin brothers. And let everybody keep in mind, these are black guys. And here's their point of view on the whole national anthem thing. Let me go ahead and play that clip.
I've seen this before. All right, go ahead. I'll mute up.
I think these guys are really good at how they talk about stuff, and they make it somewhat entertaining as well. So there's another clip I want to play after this one, by the way, but let's just go ahead and play this one.
We in Africa? You damn Africans.
Oh, I missed the beginning.
Black national anthem. We in Africa? You damn Africans and lost your mind. The black national anthem. I don't even think they got a black national anthem in Africa. You think so? What do you think? Man, that is simply ridiculous. Like, black national anthem? Are you crazy? That's like when you have to come up with a black national anthem, it makes you think that there's a white national anthem. Yeah, that is a Latino national anthem, that there's a Native national anthem. Did y'all know the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner? That's for everybody. It's supposed to be unifying. Yeah. When you come up with the black national anthem, that's kind of divisive. Yeah, it's just for black people. It's not unifying. Oh, I'm sorry, not black people. African Americans. Yeah, they don't like to be called black Americans. No, they want to be African Americans. I think they don't even want to be African Americans. They want to be Africans. Hey, break to you, but you got a simple fix for that. You know you can leave. One way. Hey, give me one-way ticket to Africa. Hold up, man. We sound like some white supremacists. If you want to hold your allegiance to Africa, you want to be African, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. You can go back to the motherland. Hey, look here. Let's get back to the black national anthem. Now, in the NFL, for the first week of games, they're going to sing this before the national anthem. Now, if this is such a great idea, why don't you do it the whole season? Yeah, all 16 games. You can even do it for the Super Bowl. Black Lives Matter, right? I mean, if Black Lives Matter, why are you only doing it for 1 week? Sounds like Black Lives don't matter to me. You're just doing it for 1 week. You know why? They know it's a horrible idea. They'll forget the first week of the season. We got 15 more games of the Super Bowl left. We can recover. Man, this is a horrible idea. And everybody, if you go look up the history of this black national anthem, it was never meant to be called the black national anthem. Yeah. This song was actually written to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Yeah. White man. Yeah. He was president. He freed the slaves, you know. He was Republican. Yeah. You know that statue y'all defaced and y'all tried to rip down? Yeah, that dude. Now, the NAACP back in 1919, they actually coined the phrase, this is the black national anthem. Now, back in 1919, believe it or not, the NAACP was a legitimate organization. They was fighting systemic racism in this country. But now, they're just around today to keep racism alive. You know why, don't you? Because without racism, They ain't got no job. That's why they keep it around. They unemployed. I think it's a really disservice to this song because anybody, I challenge you to Google this song, the lyrics to this song. It is a beautiful song. It's a Christian song. Yeah. But to call it the Black National Anthem, that is such a disgrace. Yeah. If I'm at a basketball game or a football game and you call it the Black National Anthem, I gotta take a knee. I gotta take a knee because you calling it the Black National Anthem, that's divisive. Many would argue that that's Jim Crow all over again. Yeah. Many would argue that that's segregation, and I'm not with that. I gotta take a knee. I'm all about unifying. If y'all want to do something separate, but you could have did like what Ray Charles did, America the Beautiful. Yeah. Everybody said they should make that the national anthem. But even then, I wouldn't call his version of America the Beautiful the Black National Anthem. America is supposed to be a unifying thing. Yeah. You know what you could have named this song? Keeping America Great Again. That would have brought everybody together. Or Make America Great Again theme song. Because that song is beautiful. And you to call it the Black National Anthem, that's just not right, man. That's not unifying. A national anthem is supposed to be meant for everybody. Now you got to come up with the Native American national anthem. Now you got to come up with the Asian. Hey, don't forget the gays, man. Oh, you got to give one for the what's called transgender. Transgender community, because you gotta come up with one for the bisexual community. Yeah, see what I'm saying? It's divisive. You should have one song that's unifying. The Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem. Yeah, it stands for all of us. Yeah, did y'all know that? You call it the Black National Anthem? That is just so disrespectful to the man who wrote that song. It's disrespectful to our country, and it's really disrespecting black folks because it's making them feel like they're not part of America. That's the intended purpose. That's why they calling it the Black National Anthem. Do y'all realize that? Hey, black people, I'm talking to y'all. They playing y'all, man. They manipulating y'all, man. They're using your pain and suffering to divide us. Yeah. That's what they're doing. Yeah, that's why I can't get behind Black Lives Matter, because as a concept, who can't stand behind, Black Lives Matter? But that organization is not intended to help black people. Yeah. It's intended to enslave black people's minds to make them think that their life is less valuable than a white person. Yeah. They point out BS statistics that's not even relevant to the people that losing their life to, let's say, what do you call it? To the hands of a white police officer. Yeah. They're not going to tell you most people, black men dying at the hands of a police officer is because they are violent. They're just going to say it's because of their skin color. It has nothing to do with them beating the shit out of the cop. Has nothing to do with them trying to grab that gun. Yeah. No, he killed him because he was black. It's a lie. Yeah, the common denominator in all these police brutality that's been going on in this country, every common denominator is this. They're aggressive. Yeah. They fight the cops. They punch the cops. They resist arrest. Every single instant. I'm telling you like this. To every black American that has lost his life at the hands of a white cop, a black cop, or anything, if you just exercise just a little personal responsibility, don't drink and drive, don't resist, don't fight the cops, do what's right, obey the law. 99.99% of all these fatal shootings by cops wouldn't even happen. Black National Anthem. What a disgrace to this country. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm taking a knee. Not because I don't think it's a beautiful song. It's because the title of that song is so disgraceful to those lyrics. I'm taking a knee. And you know what? I'm going to hold up a sign that says all lives matter while I'm doing it. You're taking it too far. You're going to... I don't care. It's time for us to take a stand, America. Yeah. Good on.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on that?
So were you talking about this Black National Anthem the whole time and I didn't realize that?
No.
Because I didn't even know there was such a thing as a Black National Anthem until I just watched this video. I've seen these guys before, but I've never watched that particular video. I didn't even know that there was that they were pushing some type of movement for some type of a national anthem just for black people. This is all news to me.
Oh, really? Yeah, this has been going on for, I would say a couple months, maybe 2, maybe 3 months.
Have you heard this anthem? I mean, is it something that we could hear? Because I'm just curious to what it even sounds like.
I have not, but judging by what they were saying, it was meant to be sort of a beautiful Christian song. So maybe we should look it up. Can you look it up?
Well, yeah, but I will. I have to give me a second, okay?
Okay, no problem.
I'll see if it pops up real quick.
I want to. I kind of want to hear it now that you mentioned it, because I've heard him talking about it all this time, and I've never really even bothered to go look it up. Like, how could I have watched that video and understood what they were saying if I didn't know what they were saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's see what the conversation's like in here. Oh, yeah. See, those guys, if you want to go check them out, let's see here. Let me see what the name of the guys are. I'll go back in there, see if I can get the link, and we'll share it with you guys if you want to check them out. They are called, what are they called again? Oh, the Conservative Twins. Conservative Twins. So if you want to go check them out, I'm copying the link now. And I will put the link in the chat. So all the credit in that video goes to the Conservative Twins. It was their video. So here's the link. If you guys want to check these guys out. There you go. Hodge Twins. The Hodge Twins? Oh, okay. Anyway, they're good. I like their stuff. I agree with a lot of the stuff that they come out with and stuff that they say. So anyway, yeah, there's the link. You guys could check it out for yourself. They come out with a video, I would say, every week probably. So while we're waiting for Saji to find that song, how many of you guys have heard this Black National Anthem and that they were going to play it at every NFL game for the first week?
All right, I'm back, and I sent a link to. I think I just sent it directly to you, and I it took me a little extra longer because I wanted to find one with the lyrics, so that we could read along in case it's hard to hear.
Absolutely. Let me go into my page here and
so it was originally wrote as a birthday song for Abraham Lincoln for freeing the slaves. So that's how it kind of got that notoriety of being a national anthem for black folk.
Oh, okay.
But it does sound like a church song. I sampled it briefly just to make sure it was what it said it was. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't think we'll get in any trouble for this.
No, it's definitely going to fall into the public domain arena thing. I can't imagine it's copywritten or anything like that.
Right. So I'm just going to play it through my speakers.
Well, we'll bring it up on the screen so we can read along.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you put words on there. It's got the. All right. Yeah, that's right. See, you told me that not even 5 minutes ago, and I already forgot. That's how bad my memory is. Okay. Anyway, I guess that was
the actual name of the song is called "Lift Every Voice and Sing."
Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll play it, and let's see what it's all about. Well, I'll tell you what. I can definitely see how that could be a religious song, but I also see how it stands for freedom and from slavery as well.
Yes, it's definitely a song of victory, of acknowledging that you came from a harsh reality into a new, brighter one. It's a pretty song. The lyrics are definitely full of hope and rejoicing. I wouldn't go so far as to call it a national anthem, but I get how it came about. I mean, I can see how, but and like these guys were saying, those conservative, what are they called, the conservative brothers?
Actually,
Conservative Clint.
They have another channel called the Hodges Brothers.
Okay, well, whatever. Those guys, I can see how they, I concur with their point that it's, trying to call something a black national anthem does nothing but create more division. And that's what the mainstream media is great at doing as of late. Well, not as of late, as of for a long time, even more so now as of late. And so, yeah, it's just another way for them to stir the pot, to create division, to instigate, some type of altercation, create more tension between the races than there actually is or needs to be. So I concur.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do at this time. I know you had one other thing to talk about, and we can do that. But what I'd like to do at this time is I'm not going to open the phone lines. However, with that being said, I will open the StreamYard tab that people can come in here, and we're going to work it just like the phones. And we will bring you in. Whoever comes in first gets to come in and talk. And then if there's somebody behind you, of course, you're going to be limited to a certain amount of time, and then we'll bring the other person in to talk.
Right. Yeah. And all we ask is that you keep it, you keep it respectful. We like to hear from you. So anybody who wants to come in and be part of the conversation, come on in.
There you go. There's the link.
And we'll only bring you in like one or two at a time at the most, because we can't get it all convoluted where too many people are trying to talk at the same time. And also bear in mind that Hebrew is the host of the show. And if you for whatever reason get on a long rant or carried away or seem overpowering in some way, he may be forced to ask you to give him a minute, or he might just have to mute you up. He does it to me from time to time.
Yeah. I do mute you sometimes. I don't know. Especially when you get on a long-winded rant, but
But it is what it is. With all that being said, we encourage you to come on in and join the conversation.
And it looks like we already have our first caller, Lotar 900. Lotar,
imagine that.
Yeah.
Let's bring him on in before he eats the green M&Ms.
Right, Lotar, how you doing tonight, brother?
Not too bad. I was gonna tell. I'm gonna have to teach you how to say my name properly. You ready?
Oh,
okay. Say low.
Low.
Say ta.
Ta.
Put it together.
Lota.
There you go.
Really?
So the R is silent.
Ah, okay. See, I never knew that before. Thanks for correcting me.
There you go. That's how you say my name in German. It's Lothar in English, Lota in German.
Lota.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
See, you learn something new every day.
This is my second appearance on YouTube Live today. I was
on making the rounds, huh?
No, I was on Suso's channel for a bit.
Okay.
And then I sort of had. Yeah,
I saw
had to
you
leave
on there, man. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched like bits and pieces. But yeah, man.
Someone tried to convert me, and I said no.
How convert you? How so? In what way?
Well, they brought up the flat Earth theory, and I just can't do it. I just said no. I'm not going to even. They have no evidence and no nothing and whatever. So, and I'm not like, okay, if you had the evidence, show me. But the evidence they brought out is like, you might as well just make a cartoon drawing out of crayon. And I go, armor up, help me with this, like change the conversation, right? It's like, no.
Yeah, because that's the last thing you want to do is get in a debate with a flat earther. Yeah, that never ends well. That never ends well.
You know who's, and then I'm going, you know who started this? Because there was a book in 1929. And I looked up the book again because I was like, not furious, but I just said, you know what? I'll just look up the book's name again. And it was written by this communist guy. He was writing a fictional book in Russia. It was the only fictional book allowed at the time in Russia. He was writing it. But it became this novel. It went around the world because it was like a fictional book about like science fiction and stuff like that, right? So a lot of people took his idea of the flat Earth theory, where we live underneath a dome and blah, 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 blah. And that's where this book came out. And since this book has come out, it started all these other theories where, but here's the thing. I didn't have nothing to do with that, but this is what they do. They mix up the Mandela effect with flat Earth, and they also mix up God with flat Earth. And that's what you shouldn't do.
Right.
Okay. You know what I mean? If that's your belief,
they throw in the firmament. What's it called? Yeah,
the firmament, and this is the communist agenda. You could see it right from the flat earther. That if you believe in God, you have to believe in the flat Earth theory, and if you're a Mandela affected, you have to believe in this theory. And I go, no, I don't have to believe in that.
And I could go so far as to say you could believe in firmament and not believe the Earth is flat.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, whatever firmament means.
It's basically it's basically from the Bible in the sense that the God created a separation between the earth and the heavens. So it's like
that's more of a dimensional realm.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Is you don't necessarily mean the earth is flat just because there's a firmament.
Yeah, that's just. You know what? They're allowed to have their opinions. I give everyone the right their opinions, but I'm a type of guy, I need evidence, right? Like I didn't believe in UFOs until I saw one, okay? And I said, wow, and you see one with your own eyes and you can't even make sense of it. And there was other witnesses with me when I'm pointing to this thing and it's flying and it's a round orb. It had to be maybe, 20 to 30 feet round. and it's changing color from gold to silver to copper to bronze, like all these different metal colors. And I go, that's not ours. That doesn't belong here. You know what I mean? That's evidence on my eyes. I seen evidence on there. And then you know what? You could say, yeah, you know what? I believe there's a God now, really strongly when you see something like that, because you don't. It's like finding Bigfoot, right? And these stories of Bigfoot have been going around for centuries and years. They could be old stories, and then someone will see something in the forest, but he's by himself and he sees this. So, you know, is Bigfoot a space alien, or is he hiding in the forest? Some people say he's dimensional. You know, there's all these different types of theories about everything. But I give everyone, you know, if your belief isn't like Bigfoot, then believe in that. If your theory is in flat Earth, believe in it. It doesn't bug me. I don't want to have
Me
that
neither.
theory.
And then, you know what? I actually think they make some valid points. Some of the things that they bring up. I mean, but but it doesn't mean that you need to go and try to make everybody see it the way you see it. That's where I have a problem.
I'm like, for me, I'm a strong believer that we did go to the moon, or the United States did go to the moon, and I believe in that truly. And I think they went up on the moon, and I do think they found something there and they brought it back. But I also think when they went up there, they brought the stones back and they kept them under lock and key, because there's something up there what I guess shouldn't be around other humans. I still believe that let me just say that a lot of that research was hidden from the Russians and the Chinese in the future, so they can't go there, because look at what's happening now. China wants to go to the moon next year.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Americans would have said, here's our research, China would have been at the moon already and set up bases there already. So they say, you know what, we lost the research. It got copied over. No country in their right mind is going to give you your research.
Yeah, I mean, look at what's happening now with all of the, them closing down the Chinese consulate, and China closing their consulate for us because of all the the recent espionage that has supposedly taken place in our high tech corporations. So
yeah, but
that just goes to prove that if it was available, that it would be, it could be espionage. So.
Well, here's
the thing.
Yeah.
Here's why I have two opinions on this, two strong opinions. Is that number one, yeah, I understand that we wanted to beat Russia, and of course we're going to keep everything from Russia at that time, and kind of but of course at that time we were trying to beat them, so we openly came out and we were proud of the fact that we went to the moon, and that's one of my opinions. Mm-hmm. The other one is I've seen convention and Buzz Lightyear's eyes. Like every time someone asks Buzz Lightyear about
do you mean Buzz Aldrin by chance?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's what I meant, Buzz Aldrin.
You're not to infinity and beyond guy though, right?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Just, I was kind of feeling like Woody there for a second.
No, but every time Buzz Aldrin's asked if it's fake, like they try to call him out on fake, he punches the guy out. I mean, why would you be so convinced, or why would you not be convinced enough? Why would you go as far as to punch a guy out every time they questioned him about it? So that's another reason.
Here's the reason.
And again, I have one thing I want to say, and I'm going to give it right back to you, Lothar.
Okay.
Lothar, I'm on the fence here. I don't necessarily think that we've been to the moon. I don't even necessarily am 100% convinced that we've made it, past the Van Allen belt. However, I don't want somebody to try to convince me of that, and I'm not going to try to convince you of that. It's just my personal belief system where I stand on it, and I put it out there. That's why, and that's how I feel. But at the same time, I totally can respect and understand how somebody may have a different opinion, and I'm more than happy to hear yours. So go ahead.
Well, here's the thing is, okay, the Van Allen belt is the radiation coming from it is probably 30 X-rays, okay? And you had Mylar used on you're protected in the space cockpit anyway, so you're protected from a lot of radiation through metals used on that Apollo 11 going to the moon. This was all tested first. You know what I mean? There's thousands of hours of researchers. There's 350,000 workers working at NASA. Not one of those workers said, you know what? On Apollo 13, when we put the rover in, it's not going to fit. Why would you spend over $25 million to make it fit? You know what I mean? Like, why would you spend so much money to make a rover, their vehicle? And then people will come out in the video saying, you know, you can't have air balloon tires on the moon, they'll explode. They weren't. They were spring loaded. Like it was, they knew all that already. If you look at pictures of all the stuff being built, it was all research. That research is all around. Going on a topic about there's a coin shortage, right? And everyone flips out. This is the same thing as the moon landing because people can't comprehend. The reason why you have no coins and have a coin shortage is everything is closed. All the small businesses that use coinage to give you your change back are closed. You're going to have a coin shortage. So you have to put two and two together. So anytime you get change from a store, I think there's some stores who don't even use money because they're scared. You can only use your card. So they're not going to use change because now there's a change shortage.
Yeah, but I mean, the Mint self-expressively admits that they are, they're rationing out coinage at this point, and to the banks
Well,
and
no,
the institutions.
they're not rationing out a thing. There's nothing to hand it out to.
They actually are. The Mint is rationing. The Federal Reserve is rationing out the amount of coins that they're because they've decreased production. We just, I mean, that, according to what they're telling us. I don't know. I haven't been up there to the Mint. I haven't seen what they're actually pressing, but
I get that completely, Saji. I get that 100% completely. The reason I would ration my coins and I would do the same thing is, number one is now there's going to be a law in effect in 2021. There are YouTubers buying $60,000 worth of coin rolls to look for pennies, to look for certain pennies, to look for silver dollars and stuff like that. And the banks are going crazy because this is coinage which not being used. You're going through the coin to look for one coin, and then you're bringing these coins back. So the coins need to go back to the mint to be rewrapped, and then these people are getting the same coins back. When they take the silver coin, half of them take the silver coins back out of them anyway. They have machines.
Yeah, and I think that people are not returning coins on purpose. I think the same as like with the toilet paper, people are kind of hoarding them.
Yeah. And you know what? Like I remember I told you, when was it? Sunday, right? We were talking. Yeah. There's always going to be a reaction for a reaction to another reaction. It's like two molecules hitting together. There's gonna be something happen with those two items when they bang and collide into each other. It's like this. If there's a car going 100 miles an hour towards another car, what's going to happen? We know what's going to happen. A crash is going to happen. It's pretty simple to find out what the answer will be.
Yeah, it's called a snowball effect. It compounds on itself and it makes the problem worse.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing with life, and people don't understand it. People think right away it's conspiracy. You cannot put a conspiracy level on it yet. It doesn't work that way, because you have to understand this. If they took all the money bills away, if they took all the coinage away, you would have hyperinflation. That means your money wouldn't be worth a dime it's printed on. So what happens would be, so you wanted a can of Coke. Well, your can of Coke right now is about $1, $1.25, $1.50 in some places. Well, that can of Coke with inflation would go up to $100. So
Which and then in turn, what it would do is it would drop the value of the dollar as far as the international exchange is concerned as well. And
yeah,
that's kind of like where the big fight is, because, you know, if someone from China comes to the U.S. with, you know, $1,000 worth of Chinese, I forget what it's called there, but and then, you know, it turns into, you know, they have to carry $100,000 on them for a 2-day trip, because that's how much dollars you need to do anything, because the dollar is worthless. You know,
correct.
it's not a good thing.
Yeah. And what will happen, like, here, this is the whole thing. You have to understand is people really don't know how to do finance, like how to do credit, and they don't know what a American Express does. They think an American Express is a credit card. It's not. It's a charge card. They don't know what a charge card is. And people don't know how to handle money. So right away, if, oh, I'm in credit debt, my American Express, I can't pay it back. Well, yeah, because that's not a credit card. It's a charge card. So what happens is on American Express, you pay at the end of the month the full item on that card. People don't know that because they don't get taught in school how to handle credit. Because they get a credit card.
Right, yeah, the American Express is unique. So most people can't get an American Express card unless they have a really good credit rating from the get-go. And usually you have to build up a credit rating, and it's not like they don't explain it to you when you're applying, when you're setting up the account. People just fail to notice. They just assume it's another credit card like the other credit cards that they have.
Like I said, if you want an American Express, it's pretty easy. If you own a home and a vehicle, you could probably get American Express. It is simple. But you need a good job. That's the whole thing. You need an income to come in what is more valued than the card.
Exactly. So, and usually, I mean, not always. I'm sure there's worst case scenarios, but most people don't immediately get approved for a ridiculously high amount either. They you know, they get a comparable ratio to whatever their income is. So, but you're right. A lot of people don't understand how the American Express is just a charge card that's expected to be paid back within, you know, 30 to 60 days from the time you made the purchase.
Yeah, but anyone can get a credit card. It's very easy. You could just go to your bank and say, I want a credit limit of $50 on my credit card. And you build up from there. It's pretty simple to do.
Very true.
You know,
I mean, and people learn real quick once they have one. I'm sure that happens.
But people just don't understand because everyone, you could say everyone likes to think of this is a conspiracy, this is not a conspiracy, or this is a conspiracy. But it's hard to say. Like I was watching one and I felt like really, really sad about certain things where people do a lot of name calling, but they have nothing to back it up. Okay. I was listening to a guy and, you know, he couldn't, you know, I would call him, he was name picking a bunch of people and everything else. No evidence that this person did it. You know what I mean? And that's sad. You shouldn't do stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's a wrong thing to say to somebody.
Yeah, and you're right. And also, I mean, people like, I mean, and you have the Mockingbird effect. You know, one YouTube channel comes out or somebody, you know, with a blue check mark next to their name posts something on Twitter or makes a YouTube video, and then everybody else starts running with that thought process and duplicating what he said, and so everybody just believes that it must be true because that's what everybody is saying. So yeah, and that's, you know, it's same thing as going viral, but with misinformation.
Yeah, Saji, I had a guy make a video on me on my channel, and he made a video, and he was a gamer guy from England, and I'd go on to live shows like with a whole bunch of other people like I knew and everything else, like a whole bunch like random people from all over the world. I'd go on to their live chat, right? This guy had a bone to pick with me. I don't know why. Every time I came in, he'd like pop off. I have to go. Okay, and then I'd go to another person, another person's channel. Oh, he's a nice guy, and I'd pop into the channel right away. It would be like, oh, I don't like this guy, so I'm leaving. And I never did anything to this guy. I never did anything. He just didn't like. Then I heard on one show, I'm making a video about this Nazi German guy, and I'm not a Nazi. So this is how it's easy. You can get bullied now, right? You can get bullied for easy, and I don't take offense to it. If this guy wants to make a video about my channel, go right ahead. Because there's nothing really bad about my channel. I don't put bad things on my channel, right? I just put a couple of videos on there. I had some videos taken down, but you have people on YouTube who pick on other people, and that's the wrong thing, because there is a lot of bullies out there, and the biggest bully is if someone forces something down your throat. Don't ever do that, where you should say, you should believe in this, you should believe in this, and you should believe in this.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there's nothing wrong with expressing what you believe. It's when you come into a chat room or you go onto someone else's channel and you try to tell them what they need, that they have to believe the same way you do. And I totally disagree with that.
Well,
you shouldn't go. If you want to go on your own channel and broadcast, hey, this is what I believe in, and I want everybody else listening to my channel to agree with me. Yeah, you're going to have you're never going to build subscribers that way, but good luck with that.
I went on to this woman's channel one time, right? Because she said, oh, come on to my channel and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, and this was just around when Trump got elected, okay? And she was talking politics, and she was like, well, who are you voting for? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, I'm not voting for anybody. And she was like, you should be voting. I'm going, I'm not in America. You know that, right? I'm in Canada. And she goes, it doesn't matter. You need to vote. I'm going, yeah, but I can't vote for an American president because I'm not an American. I'm Canadian. She goes, you should be able to go vote. You need to go vote. I'm going, yeah, but I vote for a prime minister, not for. And she goes, you're making up words. I'm going, oh my God, she's a dummy too. And it's like, you sometimes I know if you guys maybe don't know everything, or someone doesn't know everything. Okay, that can happen to anybody. But when it comes to a person who's that, I'm from a different country. Remember that there was that YouTube girl. She goes, I can't understand why you people don't speak English properly. And she goes, why can't you guys speak American English and not British English? And you French people should speak American English and not French English.
Right? That's very limited capacity. I watched that episode of House recently where, I don't know if you've ever seen the show, but he really hates doing the ER work because he gets a bunch of idiots in there, right? And the guy was sitting up on the lab table or the thing where, the patient sits with the little dry paper on it, the wax paper or whatever. And he was like, does your arm? He's like, my arm hurts, my leg hurts, everything hurts. And he goes, well, does it hurt right now? He goes, no, it only hurts when I put pressure on it. And he takes his pointer finger, and he pushes on his leg, and he goes, ow, see, that hurts. And then he takes his finger and he pushes on his forearm, the skin on his forearm. He goes, ow, see, that hurts. And then it cuts to the ER, like the head of the ER outside. Is he in there with the idiot with the broken finger? Yeah, he's in there with the idiot with the broken finger.
That's an old joke.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Well, there's that one joke where this guy goes into the doctor's office and he says, doctor, I got a problem. I have an orange penis. The doctor goes, what do you mean you have an orange penis? He goes, doctor, I have an orange penis and I can't explain it. He goes, I'm really scared. And the doctor goes, well, what do you do all day? He goes, well, I usually watch movies, and I eat a lot of cheesies and I drink a lot of beer.
I can see where this is going.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Oh, okay, that's the joke. Okay.
I'm not a good joke teller anymore. Sorry.
No, there's another one with the old lady who's trying to explain to the doctor that she has a really bad gas problem, but she doesn't understand why. She's like, but they're like these silent but deadly, like they really think that nobody ever can. I never hear it. Nobody can ever hears it happening. And he tells her to take 2 of these and come back, like next week or something like that. And she, take this prescription and come back next week. And then she comes back next week and he goes, well, are you hearing them now? She goes, yeah, I hear them all the time. He goes, well, now that we fixed your hearing problem, let's work on this gastro stuff that you got going on.
Yeah, I think I know that joke also. Well, my you want to hear a good joke? Hebrew?
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry, I keep muting myself and then catch me off guard. Yeah, okay. I know Hebrew always likes a good joke, so let's go ahead and hear it.
Okay, well, there's this old lady. She starts walking around in front of this store. This store is a sex shop, and and the woman behind the cashier in the sex shop sees this old lady going back and forth, and this lady's about to open the store. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning, and she goes, well, I'll just open up a bit early, and she lets the lady in, and the lady comes in and she's shaking, right? Like she's really cold, but it's hot outside. But she's shaking. And she looks around for a bit, and then, the young woman goes behind the cashier again, and all of a sudden that old lady starts speaking to her. She goes, do you sell vibrators here? And the young girl behind the counter is like, kind of shy because it's an older woman, right? Like it could be her grandmother. And she goes, yes, ma'am, we do. She goes, good. Can you tell me how to turn it off?
Oh, that's pretty good, man. Sorry, I was laughing, but I was on mute.
Okay. Did we lose Hebrew?
I think so. He's been awful quiet lately.
He'll be back. Or he went to the bathroom. That's what he did.
Yeah, either that or he's making something to eat. He's like, Loco's here, so I can slack off.
Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, no problem. Well, enough of the jokes, but I was trying to go back on that conversation you had again, but I missed it with you guys, and I was gonna. It was on the tip of my tongue, and then we brought up jokes.
Well, I did have something else I was going to bring up. If you want to talk about it with us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Apparently, they just recently found. You've heard of DB Cooper, right?
Yeah.
The guy that demanded a $200,000 ransom on a plane ride from Portland to Seattle.
Yeah, and he jumped out of a Boeing 727-100 off the back stairways. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was never heard from or seen ever since.
Yep.
And apparently they just recently found some more of his money along the riverbank there. I'm trying to bring up the article now. I was going to have Hebrew bring it up, but
you know what I think about that?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. DB Cooper is just not even a real name. It's a name he made up to fly on the plane, right?
Yeah, that's a running theory.
Yeah. So here's the thing: he hijacked the plane and then he demanded a ransom of $200,000. Correct? This is what he did, right? Okay. Now, what really, really strange is he got the $200,000 pretty quick, right?
Yeah, they got it with no contest.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how they got him the money, if they landed and then took off again. Because I
Well,
think they landed, he let the hostages go, and then the plane took off again.
yeah, I think he let some of the hostages go, and then what he did is, this is the strange thing. Okay, now when you board a plane in the U.S., you're not allowed to take a parachute in, right? It's not allowed. It's
Well, I think
never.
that was part of. I don't think you're allowed to take a pair. I can see why they would frown on
Okay.
that. Like, okay, yeah, I'm with you. But
Okay.
you have to keep in mind, this was years ago. I mean, a lot of regulations have changed. Planes back then were treated like planes were kind of treated like were totally. It was a totally different vibe back then.
Well,
I mean,
here's the thing: is
you mingled. It was like almost like a nightclub in the air, you know.
yeah, but DB Cooper. Here's the thing, and this is what you're going to find a little strange. I'm going to tell you what's really bothersome, because I studied that for, I don't know, quite a while, and I read a couple of books about it. Now, no one's seen him carry on baggage onto that plane, and back then you really didn't get searched for any weapons, so you didn't have a really good security.
No, you didn't do the metal detectors.
No.
It was very lax process.
Okay. Here's the thing: after DB Cooper hijacked that plane, metal scanners started coming up at the airport, right around that time. So what happened
and it wasn't
was,
just him. We've covered this on the channel before. During that little stretch of like 3 years, there was like a run on people wanting hijacking planes and demanding to be taken to Cuba and things like that. He was just the first person to come up with the fact that, hey, I'm going to ask for $200,000.
Yeah. So here's the strangest thing. Now, if you want a worldwide patent on your patent of your invention you want, it's about $200,000. Okay, so if you want to go,
theory, I kind of see where you're going with this now.
Okay, so now if you want to go to the patent office of the United States and you want a patent for the United States only, and back then a patent would cost you about $25,000, depends, just for copyright. They help you because it's under your name, so no one could steal your idea, correct? Well, if it's patented worldwide, it costs a bit more. It's actually about, I think, around $185,000 at the time in the 70s and early 60s to patent it worldwide. Can I ask you a question? Why does the inventor of the metal scanner at the airports, who invented it, look like the guy who hijacked the plane?
I've never did a cost comparison, so I
Yeah,
can't say one way or the other.
I mentioned that a couple of years back on a forum. All of a sudden, the guy who invented the metal scanning machines at the airport, like the first kind, like you remember the old box colored, you walk through a box and it went ding, right?
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah, like the old ones. If you flew a long time ago, if you flew when you were a kid, you remember the wooden box you went through, and then the guy would say, oh, it's your belt what's ringing. Take off your belt and go through again, and then, oh, you know what? It's probably the metal zipper. And here's the strangest thing. If you look up the patent for that, it's really iffy. I tried looking for the patent, but it has to be under airport scanner or airport metal detection machine. It is the last time I checked, you had to pay for that information to get that information. But it showed online the inventor of that. He sort of looks like that man because he was in his late 50s or 40s when that patent came out. Maybe two are linked together. I don't know. But here's the thing is, do you think he actually jumped for the plane, or did he sit in the back of the tail? See, this is my theory. My theory is he didn't jump from the plane at all. My theory on the Boeing 727-100 and 200, the 200 version being a little bit longer, they're tri-wing airplanes. That means the engines have 3 engines in the back. So you have a top engine and one on each side near the back. It's a famous airplane. The reason why they had staircases in them is because a lot of people in the early 60s didn't have air bridges. So that means to unload the plane, it'd be easier just to drop its own stairway out so people can get into the plane through that way and back out of the plane. But here's the thing what not a lot of people know. If you design those planes and you really know them, how do you access the tail of that plane? Because you would have to get to the tail of that plane. Well, it's simple. There's a door in the back of the plane where you see the staircase goes up and it stays up while it's flying. While it's not flying, those stairs drop down. But you can get access from the tail on that side. So these doors open with a certain screw. And guess what? You can actually operate the staircase from in that separate doorway in the hallway of the staircase. He didn't jump from that plane. He landed with that plane. He put the stairway down. The stewardess said, I didn't see him jump. I seen him. There was nothing there. It was nighttime. He pretty much, I think,
Right.
he was nighttime. No one in their right mind is going to jump from a high-speed airplane that's going 500 miles an hour with a parachute on. You're not going to make it. So here's my theory. He never
Bring
jumped.
that back up, Hebrew. I want to look at that real quick. Look, I really appreciate your theory, and I'm not discrediting or counting you at all.
No.
I want to bring up this article. I want us to
Go ahead.
I want to look at it, and I want to talk about it. But you bring up interesting and valid points. Can you get that square off the screen there, Hebrew?
Here's the thing, dude. When I take my ad blocker off, so many ads keep popping up that you can't even look here. Check it out. I'll show you what I mean. I'll take my ad blocker off, but look what happens when I do that.
You got the wrong ad blocker. That's why.
See, look at this. Now watch the ads just pop up like crazy.
Yeah, but they're not where I can't see them, right? Yeah, they're just all around it. I know what you're saying. Okay, but as long as I can still read it.
Well, I hope you can. Go ahead, man.
All right. Excuse me.
I have a theory as well. When you're done reading that, I'd like to express it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Go back up just a little bit, if you can.
Yeah, that's as far as it's.
Okay, that'll work. All right. So D.B. Cooper ransom money found buried in sand along Columbia River had fallen into the water months after infamous skyjacking. Scientists claims adding a new mystery to the 49-year-old cold case. All right, and then just scroll down past all of that stuff because it's basically going to talk about it in the article itself because I've already looked at it. Yeah, there we go. Right there. A new clue has emerged in the infamous D.B. Cooper plane hijacking case after a scientist discovered that part of the criminal's $200,000 ransom money, which was buried on the riverside near his drop zone, had been submerged in water several months after he landed. In November 1971, a nondescript man identifying himself as D.B. Cooper bought a $20 ticket for a Northwest Orient flight from Portland to Seattle. During the flight, he gave a note to the flight attendant telling them he had a bomb and demanded a $200,000 ransom and a parachute. After securing both and freeing his hostages, he parachuted the plane, never to be seen again. Go ahead and scroll down a little bit more, please. And the only clue to what happened to Cooper was discovered 9 years later in 1980. A young boy camping with his family on Tina Bar stretch of the Columbia River, northwest of Vancouver, discovered 6,000 of the Cooper's ransom money bound together by elastic bands while they dug a fire pit on the river bank. The discovery led the FBI to believe that the money had washed down the river 18 miles from the Cooper drop zone and been buried in the sand. The money is also one of the only clues to what happened to Cooper, who disappeared after the mid-air heist. But now, scientist Tom Kay, armed with an electron microscope, has thrown doubt on the theory after he discovered that seasonal diatoms, or tiny deposits of algae present on the money, show that the cash had been submerged in the water several months after the hijacking before being buried. And if you could scroll down just a little bit more, there's an image of the money. You can see how it deteriorated over time. And then go ahead and keep scrolling. And then it says here, go up a little higher. One of the few clues recovered in the case, we already read that. All right, the find suggests that the money was safely stored somewhere dry for months after the landing before it was moved. Suddenly, the light bulb came on, and we wondered if we could use these different species of diatoms that we found on the Cooper bills a long time ago to determine when the money got wet and when the money landed on Tina Bar. Kay told the scientists first examined the ransom cash 12 years ago at the request of the Seattle FBI, but he only recently turned his attention to diatoms. So the diatoms he found on the cash upon examination are a spring species. Can you scroll just a little bit more, please? And according to Kay, the discovery was significant because it indicates that the money ended up in the river months after Cooper jumped from the rear door of the Boeing 727 over Ariel, Washington. So basically what I think it's trying to say is that he must have survived the fall. This is apparently the scientist with his electron microscope, because he didn't bury the money until spring, which means he survived from November until the spring season for this particular algae to have been able to get on the money. And I have to assume that, they actually checked the money to make sure that they were bills that were only printed, before 1971 or before, to authenticate that it was, legitimately could be the cash that came from him. But then you could put on your tinfoil hat and still have support for Lotus 900 series, and you could say that they just planted the money there to say that that they solved to say that this is the case, to throw off suspicion of any other type of conspiracy theory. In all of this, we can have fun speculating all day long, because this is definitely one of the most fascinating stories for people to discuss and to throw out, I think this might have happened, and you can put up a plausible explanation as to why you think that. So I'm all ears and want to hear what anybody might have to say. Go ahead, Hebrew.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, I don't think that that's the real money. I think that that's money that someone planted there for people to find years later after this incident, to further along the whole DB Cooper, mythos. And the other theory that I have is I'll go along with Lothar. I'll go along with him, but I'll take it a step further and say that he, with his money, he bribed either the flight attendant or the pilot, and it would have had to have been the pilot, to stall him away in the place until they landed the plane and unboarded all the passengers.
Actually,
and then the pilot split the money. Is my theories.
Actually, I have evidence. If I screen share,
sure.
Can you let me screen share?
There is one other thing I do want to add to that, though,
sure,
real quick, is that I think maybe he even disguised himself as one of the other passengers. That's all I had to say about that.
Hey, I could even go so far as to say he had an unknown accomplice.
Oh,
Maybe.
well, yeah.
Hebrew, if you go into the bottom where the waiting room is, I can screen share there and you can click on that. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see that coming up right now?
Mm-hmm. The
Okay.
plane.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to just zoom in here and hopefully everyone can see this. Okay, this is the Boeing 727-100 and 200 are pretty much the same. You could see my arrow key or not really? Oh, hello?
Yeah, I see it. I can see your cursor.
Okay. Okay, now here's the staircase I'm pointing to, and the staircase drops down, okay? When the staircase is in an up position, there's a door right here, a panel. And that's an access panel to get in the back luggage department. Now, when he said he jumped out, well, here's the strange thing. To open this door, where the stewardess said the door was open, there's an access handle near this lift on the outside. You cannot access this access panel only in this hallway, okay? The only thing they found on there was a piece of string. So I guarantee he opened it with a string so that the staircase had to go down. But there is another way of operating this. In the inside by the doorway, she said she opened the doorway to close the staircase back up. There was no one there, no one hanging on. On the bottom of this, you can access into the luggage department, okay? And one's a fuel cell, but there's enough room you can squeeze through. So when he landed, he exited probably when the plane was already landing. So when the plane was just coming to a stop on the runway, he jumped out. This is what my theory is, because if you worked at Boeing, you'd probably understand this. I have some more photos. Just tell me if there's any problems if it comes up, but just give it a second here.
No, I actually worked as a rep agent at the airport, and I fueled and loaded the plane. So I'm familiar with what you're saying. It's not that far-fetched at all.
So here's the photo of a real actual plane. It's not a mock-up. So this is the staircase in its up position, right? When it's in its up position, right here in the bottom, there's an access panel to go below this compartment. Because below this compartment are the bathrooms above it. So there's enough room that you could slide underneath for maintenance. This is not an axle panel or door. It is a doorway. But this doorway is there for one reason. It's because the air cell for the engine's there. What I mean by the air cell, because it's a 3-engine plane, we go to the next photo and it explains properly how with that panel not being there. So you would have to go backwards and in. There's a way of doing it. I don't know how he did it, but when the airplane's staircase is up, so here's the staircase when it's down, and this is the tarmac, or what they call the taxiway or whatever it is. So here you see all the instruments, but this panel up here is for the top engine. It curls down, and the engine's in the back of this. Right here is the engine. This is where the air comes down through. So you cannot go onto this side or this side. There's no room, but you can go underneath. So that's my theory, and they won't even talk about this theory. So you can put me back where my name is, and then
all right. Let me go ahead and
we can go off the screen share.
Let me do that. There you go.
It's not a far-fetched theory. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was when I read that article earlier, it mentions the 6-year-old boy finding money at a campfire back in 1980. Have you heard of this before? This is the
Yeah,
first
but that-
I've heard of this.
I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
actually. Lothar, sorry. Go ahead, man. I mean,
No, I
Lothar.
heard about that too. Yeah,
It was
I
on
heard about
Unsolved
that too.
Mysteries. As a matter of fact, it was in an episode.
Yeah. There was, I think, 12 or 15 situations where people found over $15,000, $20,000. One person found $50,000, and it was from a bank robbery in Seattle. You got to remember, the FBI marked that money and marked all the serial numbers down of all that money. None of that money was found, or it was washed away. Do you know what I mean? Like, after 7 years, that money is, it's gone pretty much. He could have took it to a different country. I think some of the money
did it ever make it back into circulation? And what I'm getting at is, did he ever get a chance to spend it?
Yes, and when it happens, it goes to I think it's Fort Knox or something like that, or investigation bureau, where they take all the money. A lot of the paper money goes back, but they count all the they have to photograph all the serial numbers, and then what they do is a lot of the money came back, but it came back in like different parts of the United States. $100 from here, $100 from here, $100 from here. You know what I mean? It was all from different parts of America. Because what happens
he
is
effectively laundered it in a way that he never got caught.
Yeah.
And I wonder why they're finding significant amounts buried. I guess maybe he just couldn't physically carry it all, or if he was afraid if he got caught, he wouldn't be able to come back and get that. Or we just going with the planet theory.
No, I can carry $400,000 around my waist.
All right. So I mean, what I'm trying to get at, what will be the reason for him making these a $6,000 burial? This other, did they specify the amount of this?
That was
Yeah, I don't think that happened though. I think what happened was that's other people hiding their money. I don't believe.
Okay, so it just happens to be, but you just got them telling me that they kept the serial numbers, and the FBI is not discrediting that find as not being his money. So either somebody's lying, or you see what I mean?
I don't think that's what. I think you misunderstood him. I don't think that's what he was saying. Go ahead, Lothar. I know what my theory was.
Yeah, maybe I'm misunderstanding you. Go ahead.
Hey, I believe most of the money got dropped in circulation. Okay, so you bought a chocolate bar. Do you have change for $100 bill? There you go. He knew all the money was traceable. You know what I mean? On every bill, you have a different serial number on every single bill.
I'm not. Yeah, I get all that. What I'm saying is, like the boy found the $6,000 back in 1980.
Yeah,
I'm sure that the FBI would have said whether or not it was a legitimate fine or not. Was this legitimately D.B. Cooper money that he found, or wasn't it? That's the question I'm asking.
Well, here's the thing. What you have to remember, Saji, is that a lot of people buried a lot of money back in the day. I mean, that was just the thing to do because
you guys are missing my point. The FBI supposedly knows if they got the serial number, if that's legitimately his cash or not.
When you have money, like let's say some guy robs a bank, okay, and he takes all the money, he cannot spend that money once he stole it. He has to laundry it. And they do that.
You're not hearing me. For some reason, you guys aren't hearing. Okay, let me think of one more way. Okay, so the boy finds money, $6,000, okay, in 1980. He turns it into the FBI, okay? You with me so far?
Yep.
The FBI says, yes, this matches the serial numbers of the money we gave him. Or no, it doesn't. And apparently they said, yes, it does, because they never discredited that find. So what I'm asking is, I wonder why he chose to bury $6,000 there, and then whatever else is the amount they found. Either they're discrediting the find or they're not. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand you completely now. What I think is this: if he did jump from the plane, right, and hypothetically he buried some money there, would make no sense whatsoever, because if you have $250,000, I ain't bearing it. That's the one thing I'll do. If I got $250,000, Saji, if I give you $250,000 in stolen money, you're not going to bury it. There's no way you're going to bury that money. So I think the FBI
Yeah,
was
the only
lying.
logical conclusion I can think of as to why he might have done it would be in case he got caught, he could at least come back and get that amount whenever he gets out of jail someday. You know what I mean?
Why would you hide it in the middle of the forest? You're not going to find it. You need to be a really good tracker to find your own money back.
Well, because he was in that forest, and it was, you know, close to where he was at when he was trying to get out. So,
yeah.
What I think is it was money that he had laundered, and then that when you launder it, it gets into circulation. That's the whole point of laundering.
Yeah.
And to get it back in circulation. And maybe someone who had that money in circulation, maybe they buried it. You see what I'm saying? They had it.
Yeah, but here's one other theory too, because the FBI was probably lying just to make some news story too, to say, hey, we found some money here. It could be D.B. Cooper's, right? Or maybe the FBI didn't even say that because they didn't even report that. Maybe the news agency of that area said something like that. Hey, $6,000 was found in the forest. Well, that could be. Here's the thing is, okay, I was looking for a tree marker in the forest. It's a tiny forest. It's about 40 acres. I got lost in 40 acres of forest. So for finding finding your money is like finding a needle in a haystack, but the needle's really big, but the forest is even bigger. So, I mean, it doesn't even make sense. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, in the middle of a forest, I'm with you. I mean, this is along a river bank, so there could have been some type of like keystone or something along the river that marked that spot, like a large boulder or a natural bridge or something along those lines.
But
yeah, I'm with you.
Why? Okay, first of all, here's the thing: is you're gonna hide $6,000, right? So around that $6,000, you got to have a parachute hiding and buried in the ground too, then, right? Because you're not going to walk out of the forest.
Well, why would you take the time to bury the parachute? You would just rip it off and go, wouldn't you?
Well,
then the FBI could track you.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, so maybe you even burn it.
Well, then you would see the smoke from the ground. If they had helicopters out within, I think, what was it, early morning, you would have found, something burning in the smoke, in the fire or somewhere, right?
Well, yeah, that's a theory. I mean, it's just fun to do all this speculation, isn't it? That's the main reason why I brought it up. Not because I think I figured it all out, but just because I love having these kind of conversations.
Well, here's the strange thing. That man had a conversation with the stewardess when he walked on the plane, and he says, I'm scared of flying. So why in the hell would you jump from a plane if you're scared of flying? Why would you even? Because you would shut your mouth, right? When you're on an airplane and you're going to hijack it, you wouldn't say a damn word. You would act like really calm. You wouldn't talk to anybody. The guy had a conversation with the stewardess. Because the stewardess said on, she was that older lady. Oh, yeah, he said he was scared of flying. He told me, can I have a drink? And she gave him a drink right away. He wasn't sitting there all calm and collective. So he knew the game plan. You know what I mean? Right away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he was nervous knowing what he was about to do, but he couldn't explain to the flight attendant that, yeah, I'm about to hijack this plane, so I'm a nervous wreck. Yeah, I'm just scared of flying. That makes sense.
Yeah. And like I said, we don't know because we were not there. But if you have a gun pointed in your face, you're not going to look at that hijacker if he's jumping from the plane. He's going to say, well, he's an idiot. He's going to kill himself jumping from a plane.
Yeah, the article mentioned that he said he had a bomb to boot, so everybody was at risk, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
But
what's the first thing they searched? They searched the plane, right? So what happened was, this is the story afterwards, what they're not telling you, and the FBI won't tell you. When the plane was let off, the luggage was all taken out with the bomb squad because they were looking for a bomb. So all the luggage was taken off at the airport, I don't know which airport it was. And then the plane stood there. So the plane was stationary for hours. So they searched with bomb dogs and everything else, or this was the story. They searched all the other passengers, and then they kept everyone away from the plane. This guy could have walked out like a luggage handler. You don't know. There's a guy here in Canada. This is the strangest thing. And it happened by accident. When he was putting in luggage into a plane, they locked him in there. And he flew across the ocean to Frankfurt, Germany. When they opened the plane again, they didn't even because he was like in the back, squished in. You know what I mean? You can't move. So when he got all the cargo off, they started speaking German with him because they said we thought he was another luggage handler who worked with us. So you know what I mean? Like if you have the uniform to fit, you see, what you don't think is you have to think like a spy. Okay. Now, if you want to be a spy, you need to know a different language, correct? So if you want to go spy in Russia, you need to learn Russian, right? Really well. If you wanted to spy in Germany, you would have to speak German without an American accent. Like you would have an accent. You know what I mean? And I could speak both languages without an accent that people can't recognize where I come from, but they recognize what city in Germany I come from because the accent's different. So it's almost like a spy game this guy was playing. He thought this through really, really well, but he was connected in this way. He knew every airplanes. He must have worked at Boeing. He knew how all those aircraft operate. Okay? Because if you worked at Boeing, you would know every screw of that plane, where all the axle panels and access panels are. He probably thought, maybe I'll jump from this plane. But here's the thing is, I don't think he had a parachute. Because if he had a parachute, wouldn't you have to put that parachute on?
Right.
No one's seen him put on a parachute.
Right.
Well, the official story says he demanded the money and a parachute. That doesn't necessarily mean he jumped off the plane, though. So,
but here's the thing: if I demand a parachute, right, and if I'm going to give you Saji, you're hijacking my plane, right, and I'm the police. Okay, you can have. Here's the $200,000 in money. Here's a parachute without no handle. You get it? So what? You're going to pull a handle where there's no handle?
Yeah. Why would they give him a working parachute?
Right.
And then and then again, his ruse could be to demand a parachute just to throw them off and make them think that I'm going to parachute.
Yeah. So why would you give the guy an actual parachute? Number one is, I guarantee the body build. Does it say how tall he was? I think he said they were saying he was a pretty tall guy, right? I can't remember. I think the description. I think he was over. They said 280 pounds or something like that. 6'4" or something like that. Then the one description says he was. Later on, it changed. He was 5'5", 125 pounds. Like, what? You're changing two different sizes, whatever. Well, if you're over 250 pounds, you can't parachute.
Well, heck no.
No. Because you're too heavy for the parachute. Everyone knows that. Well, everyone who
or you would need a specially made parachute. Yeah.
They don't make them.
Well, I mean, they do like shit, like they drop crates and stuff like that. That way.
Yeah, but that's a different. Yeah. The
Those
parachute
are for humans.
No, the ones for humans are specially made for people under 250 pounds. The military ones, you could probably get away with it. But here's the thing: is why would you give the guy an actually working parachute? Hey, I don't think people were that stupid back then, right?
No,
Like, hey,
you make a
give
good
them a
point.
parachute, cut some strings out of it. I guarantee they opened that parachute and cut strings. They're not stupid. There's not stupid people. Not everyone is dumb and going to give a guy a working parachute. I guarantee when that guy opened up the parachute, and if that guy flew out, the parachute went one direction and he went down like a rock. They're not
This
going to do it.
Armor's comment right here.
Yes, you can. Yeah, so you can jump from a plane over 250 pounds. Yeah, it's just not commercially. The commercial, military is different from commercial parachuting. So, like, if you want to jump out of a Cessna, you can't be over 250 pounds. It's their insurance won't even cover it. And I know because people have tried taking me parachuting, and I was not allowed to go parachuting because I'm always over 250 pounds. Military, I don't know what the specs are on that. It's probably a different parachute, but it's my belief. Still my belief.
Armor,
why would you give the guy,
Armor said they do make them commercial also.
Oh, do they? Not in Canada, they don't.
Okay.
Yeah, because I asked, because I was going to go parachuting.
Well, and then you also got to keep in mind that this was over 50 years ago, so who knows what the parachute technology was exactly back then and what.
I want you to think a bit when you think about something like this, when you're trying to think like a detective, right? Because you want to break the story.
Right.
Why would I give that guy? Okay, I'll give that guy 250,000. I'm going to write down every serial number, but then I'm not going to give the guy a working parachute because I'm not stupid.
Right. It'd be like demanding a gun and you handing him a loaded gun. You know,
it's like going up to the bank teller and saying, "Do you have a gun?" No. Coming back the next day, "Do you have a gun?" And then the next day you go out, "Hey, do you have a gun?" And she says, "No." And then, "Oh, I got a gun. Can I have all the money, please?" No, it does. It's
right.
I see. What I think is he had it so planned. I guaranteed he was a Boeing worker. I believe he built those planes. It's still my belief today. Okay, that he was a disgruntled employee from Boeing, what they had at the time, because there was a strike happening there constantly. And I think he knew how to get money really quick because he knew, hey, I know all the hiding spots of that plane. All I need is a screwdriver. I know how to open every door on that plane.
Right. I was just getting ready to say not 5 minutes ago, it could have been an insider, like an inside job type deal.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think but I don't think he worked for the airline. I just think he worked at Boeing because he knew what to do. Because I'll tell you what, I fly flight simulators, okay? To slow that plane down at, first of all, at 10,000 feet, and you want it to slow it down to, say, 150 knots, you'd have to drop all the flaps in that plane to drop, and put down the landing gear to make that plane go slow enough so you can jump from it. If that plane has its flaps all the way up, you're probably at about 560 knots. So you're like Mach 0.2. Yeah, was it? Mach 0.8.2. So you're almost at the Mach speed. And if you jump from a plane at that speed, you're not going to fare well, because here's the thing is, you're jumping from the back of the plane where all those engines are, and you're going to get caught in the swell, and it's going to break your neck.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, that he didn't even survive the fall. It's possible that he didn't even do the jump. It's all of this is, your theory's valid. I'm not trying to discredit you.
Oh, no. But here, there has been.
Every time I start to talk, you go, no. Here, give me a second, man. Calm down. It's like I can't even say something, and you got to no, hear me. But you make good valid points, and I love hearing your your articulation. I think it's fascinating that you do the flight simulation thing. I've done some of that as well, and it's amazing how technical it can be. But what I'm trying to get at is this is probably no matter how much we talk about it, I think this is going to be one of those mysteries that never fully gets solved. I don't think anyone's ever going to 100% sure know without a doubt exactly what did happen, and that in itself is what makes it such a intriguing thing to discuss. And I don't know. I saw that article today about them finding additional money, and I thought it would be something fun for us to talk about tonight. But it sounds to me like this has been like something that you've definitely looked into, and you put a lot of thought behind it. And I'm really glad you came on tonight and shared that insight with us, because it made it that much more fun for us to discuss. So with all that being said, I thought we would do our closing remarks. I know I'm ready to wrap it up.
One more minute. I was almost finished because I was saying people have jumped out of that plane, and there's actually video proof. You can look at it. It's called Test Crash from a Boeing 727. You can look it up tonight after the show. They test crash in the Mexican desert. That when the pilots and other people jump out of the back of the plane, and it can be done, but the guy slowed down the plane.
Oh yeah, yeah. It really we don't know those details because we don't have the flight log information. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And you know what? Here's what we'll do. We're getting ready to shut down the show tonight. But here's what I would like for you to do, Lothar, if you don't mind, is and I know I said your name wrong. I do apologize for that.
Say low. Then ta.
Lothar.
Yeah.
Lothar.
There you go.
I like saying it that way, actually. But no, in all seriousness, though, we're getting ready to shut down the show. But if you don't mind, I would like for you to stick around, and maybe we can have a chat after the show.
Perfect.
Yeah, we can talk after the show. That would be great.
Okay.
Is anybody else in the green room, Hebrew?
No, it's completely empty, sir.
Okay, just wanted to make sure we weren't leaving anybody out.
No, this is the only call we're going to get tonight, unfortunately.
All right.
Not saying it's.
Thank you for coming on, Lothar. You really did add a lot to the discussion, and I am glad that you brought that.
Oh, for sure. I'm just the type of person who likes to investigate things first. You know what I mean? Like, I like to always hey, why did they do that? And then I would just certain things. Like, I like to be a detective. I always want to be a detective, like Sherlock Holmes. So it's just
awesome.
Yeah, I'm always like I'm super inquisitive. I'm trying as far as in jobs I've had in the past, people tell me that I'm a good fact finder. Like, I know what questions to ask to figure it out. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
That's why I was so big on that question about when they found the money, did they verify that it was legitimate or not?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. But would you trust the FBI though?
Yeah. Again, do you? It's like you can't. It's hard to believe anything anymore. Once you find out that everything you think is up is down, you have to assume it's the opposite.
Yeah.
So do you want to? Who wants to do the shout out? You can see chat.
I just see Armor Up. Jennifer Richard. I think Rich. I'm getting her name wrong.
No, you got it.
Yeah, Richardson. Okay.
Yeah.
Bob.
You mean Go-Kart Bob?
Yeah, Go-Kart Bob. Sounds familiar.
Well, he does hang out in our chat room quite often.
Michael. What's the Michael? Was it Michael? I can't even see. I got bad eyesight, dude.
Yeah, I see you're having a hard time with this.
Yeah.
You mean
Michael
Michael
Fontaine. That's who it
Fontaine.
is. Yeah,
good old
Michael Fontaine.
Michael
That was,
Fontaine.
yeah.
Michael
The
Fontaine.
go-kart Bob. That's all who's in here. There's only 4 people who've put their names in.
Okay, yeah. It looks like they've been busy typing away, though. And that's all I see as well. And Eddie Von King.
Eddie Von King, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And let's see here.
You have 8 people in the room, so
Right.
on Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, when we began, we had a good, I think, like 12 or so, and then it started.
No, you had 14. You had 14 people when I came in. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I did see where need input. He went live like 10 minutes ago or so.
Inputs?
Need input.
Okay. What does he do?
He's a Mandela Effect channel mostly. He does other things as well too, though.
Okay. Well, you know me, I don't stick to a topic. I like every topic.
Yeah, same here. We like to talk about anything interesting.
You know what I mean? And then, you know what? I don't think I noticed everything where if a channel talks about everything, they don't really block it. If there's a channel with one topic, they block them all the time for some reason, or they.
Yeah, especially if it's a topic they don't approve of you talking about.
Well, if you mark it in the description, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'll do that. I mean, I've seen that happen a few times already. But are we still live, or we're?
Oh yeah,
we're saying goodbye.
Yeah, go ahead and do your thing there, Hebrew. I'm going to mute up.
You don't have any final thoughts?
Just what I always say. Thank you for having me. Thank you to our guests. Thank you to those in chat who came and participated. And for those lurking, we appreciate you too. Don't forget to hit the like and the like button and share with your friends our show so we can grow and become more and more grow our audience. And for those of you listening later, we appreciate you as well. So that's all I got to say.
All right, cool. Lothar.
Yeah, for sure. Leave a comment in the bottom. Make sure to have our notification bell on at all times, because Hebrew might have another show going at any time.
There you go.
And ditto on everything.
Yeah, cool.
Stay safe and God bless you all.
And if you're under the age of 18, listen to your parents and eat your vegetables.
Okay.
Well, hey, with all that being said, well, wait, what is it that I always say? However, I will say this. I am going on vacation. That starts on Thursday, so there will not be a Wednesday show. You know how we usually do Whisper Wednesday. That will not be going on, but there could be a Shifty Sunday. I'm not going to say for sure or not, because by the time I get back, like we're getting back on Sunday, but I may be mentally drained and physically drained.
Yeah, you may be going to take a nap from driving all that time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, however, with that being said, you never know. So tune in and see if there is a show. If there ain't a show, then there's not a show.
And it's
Monday.
even possible we might come on later than usual too, if he needs time to recover before we go live. So
yeah, we could always do Shifty Monday.
That's
yeah,
true.
There you go. So just stay tuned, and we'll let you know when we know ourselves.
All right, everybody. This is a goodbye from Hebrew, along with Saji and Lota 900. saying, "So long, everybody. Drive safe." Drive safe.
Y vámonos pa' Guadalajara, al tequila y a las tortas ahogadas, sí señor. Ay, 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 ay. Guadalajara, 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 Guadalajara. Tienes el alma de provinciana, hueles a limpia rosa temprana. Ave de cara fresca del río, son mis palomas, tu caserío. Guadalajara, Guadalajara, hueles a pura tierra mojada.